Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on this, the second episode of our Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign. Now, with the actual book in hands. We winged it last time.
We wung it.
We wung it, yes. We wung it.
How the West was wung.
How the West was wung. It smells nice, doesn't it?
New book smells nice.
All right. We're going to jump right in just like we did last time because there's no point having dead air at the start of a stream. So, the five of you stand on the bow of your small ship as it approaches the massive stone gate set between curtain walls stretching between Deepwater Isle and Stormhaven Island. Parapets, turrets, and domes reflect the dawn light as Waterdeep's famed Griffin cavalry, mere silhouettes against the pink sky, make displays of formation flying between wisps of morning clouds, their forms darting and whirling about like swallows in the distance. The harbor is already awake as your ship slips into the wide harbor, trailing Salos's grand flagship, the Lady Nithbis. Short, sharp horn bursts are exchanged between the bow of Salos's ship and one of the watchtowers. Their message is clearly a form of communication. Flags wave from the stern of the great vessel are easy to read for those of you experienced on the sea, and they are clearly telling you which way to head to berth your tiny ship. Gulls cry around you and sea mist gently sprays against you as the waves lap against the hull of the vessel. You all stand on the bow with Torval, who is now holding his head, clearly looking a little nervous, sobered up in the dawn light.
A blue boat.
As the ship is pulling in with its name painted on the side, Blue Boat.
Hashtag blue boat.
Paint streets. That's it. Was it finished?
Actually, the funny thing is, despite him being extremely drunk, everything he did with a sharp proficiency. And the painting, not only are the letters perfectly stenciled, they have a nice outer shadow around them, so it's white and black, visible from a distance.
Contrast.
Yeah, as you look at it, even though he did put Blue Boat, taking your request literally, it does look that was pretty good work.
I wanted him to take that literally because I don't know how to name a ship.
Okay, well, you did great. As the vessel starts pulling in, you can see dockhands, stevedores, likely members all of the Association of Carters and Stevedores. Torval seems to snap out of a dream as he watches the life all around the docks, and he kind of looks at the four of you somewhat stunned. And he's like, you're new to Waterdeep, aren't you?
Yes, my darling, I'm afraid that we are. What gave us away?
He's like, can you not mention my name, really, around these docks? I'm a practiced sailor, it's my trade. What we did yesterday was, if I may be so bold, very stupid. But I was very drunk, don't regret it, made great friends.
Yeah, we were drunk too.
I wasn't.
Yeah, we were drunk too.
Well,
The alcohol?
there was a bit of rum, yes.
What do you want us to call you?
Torval?
You said not to.
Yes, best to just not mention my name. And he kind of looks around and kind of walks towards the edge and wraps a hand around the rope like he's going to slide off the side. And he kind of looks at you and says, word of advice. If you're going to be here for a while, make sure to register with the magistrate. If you're going to be here longer than a 10-day, they don't take kindly to folk being here undeclared. Especially folks such as yourselves, if I may be so bold. You seem like you might be making a name for yourselves pretty quickly, and Torval will keep his ears out for you, yes. But, as they say, the sheep gives the shepherd its fleece, or there'll be mutton for dinner.
You have poems inside of you, not just an accomplished artist, Torval.
It's like, I'm a bit of a all-rounder. I was going to say Renaissance man, but I don't know what Renaissance means.
Oh, well, you most certainly are romantic. I appreciate that.
You got me pegged. The sailor's life, I suppose. And one more thing. In addition to making sure you declare yourselves to a magistrate, that was some spell casting I saw. Arcane, I think? Yes.
Yep.
Well, those of you who do, you'll definitely be wanting to register. With the watchful order of magists and protectors, they don't take kindly to magic users within the city walls without having been, shall we say, kept tabs on.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Just a lot of rules, unfortunately.
That's
Many
right.
places work like this. You should be to arm the merchant princes are far more discerning, I'm afraid.
And it's those very rules, and he kind of looks at the dock as the ship is pulling. He's like, those very rules that keep me on the sea. Been a pleasure. He kind of ropes down the side of the ship, and you hear a gentle splash as he hits the water. And Torval is gone.
Never been in Waterdeep for more than a 10-day.
Nor have I. Though that's not a strange rule. Magistrates want to know and keep tabs on who's who in town.
I've never done anything like this. I don't even know what a magistrate really is.
Oof.
Do you think I should give them my real name?
As I said, I don't know that you should give anyone your real name.
What should I call me?
What would you like to be called?
Enid?
If you had to pick another name besides the most beautiful name I can think of Enid.
I've got it. Blue Boat.
That's a joke. That means we're friends. Oh no.
Afraid you've lost an ear.
And he's lost his coffee.
So that almost got me. Just because the look on your face. I'm good. I'm good.
With our present standing with the Navy, so it seems we should try and play by the rules as best we can, at least on the surface, for a little while.
Oh my. So on top of the sheets by the rules, but below them anything goes.
Yes, I believe
Nice.
that would
Number
be
two almost lost
the
it.
best way to put that master with the...
On names. Here's the thing all of you should know, should you not. Though you two are sailors, you may know it. A name carries a great amount of weight. If you change it, you're protecting yourselves. But if not, nobody will know who you are, and you may want people to know who you are.
But no one knows who I am anyways.
I know, and we're trying to change that.
Why can't they just know me by my name? I don't understand any of this. What would you call me?
Just gonna bring it back. Blue Petunia.
I don't know, I mean,
Petunia.
I could compare thee to a summer's day.
Nice. As you are discussing what her name could be, a voice cries out from the waiting stevedores, and there steps Captain Aranyos himself. What have you done with my ship? Just as the dock hands are grabbing the ropes and securing the moorings of the vessel, the gangplank is connected to the pier, and he's standing there with 2 or 3 of the sailors whom you all worked with, and he looks at the side and he's like, "What the devil have you done? The blue boat? Is this a joke? What were you doing?"
Well, when we cleaned it, a little bit of the old paint chipped off, and lo and behold, look, blue boat.
That doesn't look like paint chipping off. That is fresh paint. What is the meaning of this? You two, right here, right now, come here.
I do not think I will, sir.
You stole my vessel.
Actually, you can talk to the Navy.
We were beset by ruffians and had to make a...
Where were you beset by ruffians?
In the dock, sir.
Well, what were you doing getting involved with ruffians? You were supposed to be swabbing a deck.
I'm afraid they were chasing me down, and to that I apologize. But I can tell you that they planned to kill anybody in their path, and your two saved me. And they said it was due to your leadership that they had been inspired to do so, as part of that.
He stares at you. You're gonna have to roll persuasion for that. Before you roll this,
Behind him, I'm like,
okay, with disadvantage if she's making that face. We have an inspiration from both Utilitas and our new friend material components, both for subscription. So thank you guys. Those will make you all.
Thank you. Do the thing, man.
Let me tell you what it is. That's an 11.
Okay. He kind of looks at you and he's like, "Forgive me. So, you are beset by ruffians intent on killing you, so your solution was to steal a vessel."
They were also intent on sinking the vessel.
Oh, were they?
You can...
In the very harbor. To what end? Why were they... Apparently they were chasing you. They were attempting to sink the vessel as well?
It was in the way.
If you're gonna stay in hysterics, there's no reason.
You stole my boat!
It is still here.
Alright, here's what we'll do. The two of you, obviously, are fired. Get off of my boat right now.
Actually, I quit, so...
Well, very good.
I've already hired them. They're in the service of a prince, so...
Forgive me, Your Majesty. Tell me this. The cargo is intact.
Do you know where your cargo is?
I would hope dry and safe in the hold.
I know exactly where you can find it.
He looks down like, you'll be having words with the magistrate. Get off my boat right now!
Well, goodbye. I think that's our cue to leave, everyone.
Oh yes, I think that cue has come and gone. Curtain call, I'm afraid, my dear.
You hear a voice and you're like, what got into him?
A devil of some kind.
He's just standing like red-faced, like eyes bulging, one eye is kind of twitching as he watches you guys get off the ship.
He has a big hat, right? Like a giant-
yeah, like a big tri-cornered hat I think, with a feather in it.
I will as we pass. It's a lovely hat, by the way.
He's just like, you see his fists clench.
I think I would just like wave at him.
I mean, he just eyes you like,
Sorry. Not sorry.
Have to survive.
all around you, the stevedores and dock workers are sort of like, they're kind of looking at each other, and you hear one of them like, so, should we be unloaded? He's like, no, we won't be unloaded! Alright, okay.
Well, should we head to the watchful order that Torvald said?
Well, I do think that should be a short order on our list. However, we did make a handshake and a verbal agreement to write up a contract and perhaps decide a few things beforehand.
Right. Well, not that inn. We've been thrown out of that inn already. Another one might be good for taking a seat very quickly and writing up said contract.
I love it.
I don't understand.
If we're going to be traveling together, we should make,
Is this where you want me to change my name?
You know what? I think I'm beyond the name changing part for now. I thought it was a good idea, but the more I think about how beautiful your name sounds coming out of the mouth, I wouldn't change a thing.
Good.
But we need to make assurances to each other. We need to make agreements of some sort. We can't be backstabbing each other like so many other people in this world. Metaphorically and quite literally.
It would be best.
Is this a thing that most people do together?
Most smart people. Yes.
Oh, so you think I'm smart then? Okay, all right.
Oh, I think you're incredibly intelligent.
Thank you. Okay. Are you going to write it?
Yes, I will write it.
How long have you known Whistler here?
Oh, it feels like forever.
It does feel a bit like forever.
How long is forever? Like
How can one judge time?
a day, 2 days, a month?
I don't really know. We met and we became best friends.
There you have it.
I see.
I'll go ahead and be honest
And
with
now
you,
he's-
because we shouldn't start this on lies. We met last night, maybe 15 minutes before I met both of you.
But it feels like forever.
But it feels like forever.
He
and
feels like
feelings,
family.
I consider you a sister, dear to me in my heart.
You know, being as someone who usually likes to manipulate people into doing their work for them, I see a little bit in you that's inside of me as well.
Oh.
I can see inside of you and it seems so nice.
Thank you, Enid. All I'm saying is, before we go signing your contract, how can we trust you?
Well, nothing in the contract says that you have to trust me because we'll have a binding legal and metaphysical agreement. So in fact, trust doesn't even have to come into play.
I would still trust you.
Thank you, as I would trust you with my life, and I have. And she succeeded.
He is the only person we know here.
This will be it will be written in common. Everyone can read it. There'll be no manipulation of any sort. All I'm asking for is a bit of an agreement on profit sharing. Should we come across items of power or arcane knowledge, we should know how we're going to handle these things. Ratification of decisions. Say we want new members, we can't just invite them.
I see. Similar to how we do on my ship.
Exactly. Except this time nobody's on the bottom or the top, unless you want to be. It's more egalitarian.
It's similar to the Sailor's Code, except it is written, and you can't just make up rule number 4. We all can see it now.
Look at that. Such a brain behind all of that brawl.
I had some friends one time that made a contract when they wanted new members, and that didn't really work out so well, but I think I trust you guys more.
Well, I should hope so.
Did just steal the ship with us.
I'm just looking out for me and mine here.
Of course, there's nothing that says that this is... I realize that we've all had a tough time in this life. Most of us, because of our skin color and that we come from different lands. However, we are all the same. What benefits you benefits me. What benefits me certainly benefits you. This isn't a zero-sum game, as they say. It's all of us against a problem.
What's the problem?
Whatever may come.
Broke.
I am broke. I'm not a good barkeep.
Yeah, you've got like 2 dragons in your pocket.
I spent them.
A couple of
I spent them
nibs.
on booze.
Boobs?
On boobs.
Your boob job.
I got a boob job.
It's broke, but nice rag.
I have a few coins that I can put up front should we need it. Right before those ruffians were after me, I'm afraid I was paid for a romantic encounter that did not work out, needless to say.
You don't strike me as the one who is afraid of romantic encounters.
Oh, not in the least. It was a bit of a deception.
Well, I will say I'm open to signing your contract. However, if we find a ship, it's mine. Mine alone.
It says
Absolutely.
she's the captain.
I wouldn't
All
have
in
it any other
agreeance?
way.
Yes.
Agreed.
Any other stipulations?
Can I ride on your ship?
Absolutely.
Well, I'd say the only stipulation being that a ship is incredibly expensive. Now, as we're all using it, and should we be using it for further financial or other gains, I say we would certainly pay you out of the profits. However, if we just come upon it, I do think we might need to offset a bit of the profits to the rest of us, as you're completely in ownership over your ship, it's your rules.
It's like the spoils of the ship is divided amongst the crew.
Yeah, I'm thinking a 90 and a 10 split.
In which way?
90, 10.
That seems like enough.
My friend here says that it seems like enough.
Nami, I think it would be better for 70, 10, 10, 10.
I'll tell you what. I'll forego any of that. Should we come upon a ship, it's all yours.
But
No buts.
that's a lie.
None at all. We could probably put a bit of a clause in there that if any of us found something that we felt truly drawn and attracted to, that we think would benefit our lives, much like your ship, that we should be able to take it on an individual level.
What's the thing that you would want the most?
That's a complicated question, full of abstracts. I don't know how I'd know how to explain. don't know what I'm looking for yet, as I haven't found it.
It is hard to look for something that you don't know exists yet. I believe he is just trying to safeguard against something he might want in the future.
And say it was of equal value, or less even, than a ship.
As your conversation meanders uphill, leading up from the water towards the outer spurs of the mountain, you hear boots kind of running, and coming opposite you in a hurry is a platoon of 12 Waterdeep guards. They're wearing cloaks that have green and yellow stripes down the side. They've all got shields bared. They're all carrying spears, very orderly, all marching in time with each other, and they hurry past you. So it's a little bit of a sight. You're like, all right, people are getting out of the way as they hurry past.
We're in the C ward.
You were in the dock ward.
Dock ward, not in the C word.
Not in the C word.
C word.
Not in the C word.
That's your mother.
That's what we should have named the boat.
C word.
I thought about that.
I love it. Writing it related.
That's good.
C word.
Where do you think they're going in a hurry?
Maybe they're going to find the people that were chasing you.
Do you want to follow him?
I highly doubt our friend Whistler is high on the Waterdeep guards list, unfortunately.
Well, not yet.
Depends on the list we're talking about.
We could follow them. I would caution on sticking our necks out so soon after being apprehended by the Navy.
For piracy, yes. You raise a good point.
We got off very easily. Pirates usually are.
But don't everyone know we were doing it for a good reason?
Not everyone.
Well, we should start telling people.
We should keep that to ourselves.
We know, and the fact that I know that each one of you helped save my life, and I in turn helped fight beside you, is really all I need in my heart.
And as you all continue up the wide streets of Waterdeep, John springs a leak. And dawn has come, and people are starting to be busy now. You start to see laborers going about their day, carts pushing past you, the streets are getting crowded. You, in fact, see a magister's office. You can see a small line, and you can see two individuals dressed in black robes with long quills. They have essentially a podium ahead of them, and they are sort of acting as notaries for people. It looks like they're probably job contracts that they're ratifying and notarizing and signing off on and returning to them. You see one very tall, kind of slender elf. He's writing, and he takes some powder and kind of brushes it on it and, to dry the ink, hands it back to the individual.
All right. What say in this contract? I'm open to everything that you have said. I like my last idea. I can't find my accent again. Just to be clear, we all get one special thing. Just one.
Just one. Luckily, I've already drawn up the contract last night after I met all of you, and I'll be able to make a few addendums right now. That we split each, all of profits and everything, any gold we may come across, both legally or illegally, is split equally between us. That if one of us should steal secrets or from one another, the penalty is, of course, death.
I'm reading it.
I made a small one here that will also consummate a marriage between Hydarion and I.
I don't think that will be necessary, my friend, unfortunately.
So, I'll put to be ratified later then.
At a later date. And as you all work out the final details of your contract to be adventurers, you approach this magistrate, and you in fact see that she is a very tall, very gaunt wood elf. You can just tell kind of by the light hue of her skin. and she kind of looks down her nose at you all. She's probably a good 6 inches taller than even the tallest of you. Looks down at you. She's got her podium and says, "Adventurers,
Yes, and entertainers.
standard contract, or have you drawn up your own?"
We have drawn up our own.
Wonderful. May I?
I will say to her in Elvish, like, "Hello, how are you doing today?"
She takes it and cocks an eye at you. She's like, "Busy." Unfolds it. Starts going through and reading.
I'm busy too.
Yes, of course. There's but one small thing here. The contract looks fine, but Waterdeep, the City Watch, requires that all incorporated adventuring groups such as yours must have a name. So, what shall we call you then?
Blue Boat.
She closes her eyes like,
That's a good idea. I had other ones like Whistler's Angels and a couple that were a bit more obscene, but we should decide that right now.
"And with haste, please."
And with haste, of course. She's very busy.
We could.
Does anyone have anything in your pockets that we could use, maybe to think of a name? What do you have in your pockets?
This book. We could call ourselves Captain's Orders, since we seem to disobey those every single time anyways.
That's a bit specific, my love. Captain's Orders.
What are the names of some other parties?
She says, "Venturers of Golden Glory" was one I just ratified.
Oh, okay, that's a really good one.
"Company of the Bald Falcons," if you're into avian things.
Yeah. I am. Are you?
What do you want? Do you want something ocean-related? It could be the fact that we're all a green-bluish hue at the moment.
We could call ourselves Finders of the Deep.
Finders of the Deep? I love it, frankly.
I like to be a finder of anything.
As do I.
What you can certainly scratch off any adjectives such as quick.
We will.
Well, these can't be made lightly. I'm sure you know that.
You're new to Waterdeep, aren't you?
Yes.
She dips her quill. You have until this ink dries to come up with a name.
We just said
I'm
it.
going to pick one. Oh,
Finders
did
of
you
the Deep.
settle one?
Yes.
Finders of the Deep. Very well. She writes it with a flourish.
Your penmanship is beautiful.
I know.
Okay.
This contract is fully ratified?
Maybe you could teach me one day how to write like that.
She's like,
If you had time.
she signs it at the bottom. Ratified by Annalyn Tathviel. Throws the sand on it. It is ratified. Hands it back to you. Who should...
I'll take it for now, my dear.
She kind of puts her pen down. In a moment, this seems like it's breaking character for her. Have you any contracts?
No, I'm afraid not yet.
Then you'll want to check the Yawning portal. Have you heard of it?
I have not. Actually, I suppose, have we?
Probably not.
Okay.
Unless you think you might have.
It's a portal, you say? Like to get somewhere else?
It's an inn and a tavern.
Oh, okay.
But the name is appropriate.
I guess I don't need to worry if they're hiring, because we have...
Well,
Contract.
taken on that. Yes, I wonder, does this information come with a price, perhaps a kickback, a tax?
The only fee you owe me is 1 silver piece for ratifying the contract. Please, I take my station very seriously. You'll find the Yawning portal in the southernmost tip of the castle ward. It's on the corner of Rain Run and Cook Street, in fact.
More appropriate place I wouldn't venture to imagine. Here's a silver piece.
She takes it and puts it in a lockbox underneath the podium. You look over, and the other magister is a gnome rock wizard standing up on a big wooden block so he can reach the top of it, and he's leaning and he's doing this at her like. She looks over and she's like, "Thank you all."
Thank you.
Pleasure, ma'am.
Yes.
To the Yawning portal?
To the Yawning portal.
I wish there were a real portal there.
Have you been through a portal?
How do you think I got here?
That's true. You came from the Fae, didn't you tell me that?
I did tell you that. Remember? I remember everything you've told me.
Yes, just...
And now
making
you've
sure.
told all of us.
It wasn't a secret.
No.
I can get back to the Fae if I need to.
Really?
Yes.
Can you take us with you?
No. I guess I could.
Fae or no Fae, we do need money, and
We do need money. That is pressing.
Well, you won't find that in the Fae.
well, maybe another time then.
Always good to have a place to retreat to should we want to rest our feet or protect our necks.
So true. All right. Which way is Cook Street?
This way? I've been Waterdeep, like...
Yeah, you've probably
times.
you at least know at
I've
least the
poured it,
direction.
like, yeah,
yeah.
we've-
You may not know street by street, but when she's like southern part, you're like, oh yeah, that's this way. We just take this main thoroughfare. In fact, I do have a really nice big map of Waterdeep for you guys, but we can break that out later. As you all walk, there's a couple of things that become evident about Waterdeep. Number one, it is well lit. Even in the daytime, you can see there are continual flame lanterns everywhere. So even at night, the city is kept like basically street lights. Also, every street has a nicely painted street sign, usually on the corner of the buildings that line them. And where you guys are, the dockyard is getting progressively nicer. You know, down by the docks, it's a little bit rough. That's, you know, the fish markets and kind of the crummier taverns that cater to sailors and things like that. As you all head north towards the castle district, with the castle clearly visible, rising up above the tops of buildings, as basically as far as the eye can see, that everything kind of starts getting just a little bit nicer. And it's without much effort that you all, in fact, find a portal. Find
Ooh,
the
portal.
tavern, and Tiamat, what up?
Little porty.
You find the Yawning portal. It's a fairly nondescript sign outside, 2 double doors. It's early in the day, so you wouldn't expect a tavern to be incredibly well attended at this point. There is a sign hanging over the door that has a big black circle, and then it says the Yawning portal.
It's a tired portal.
Enid, my love. I think we have other career choices we could put you in.
Like what?
Entertainment, mostly.
And you all push the door to the Yawning portal open. And as you do, you can hear some chatter. There's some people in here. You hear laughter. You can hear the sound of dice clacking against a table. You can smell cooking meat and something else. Almost a strange, musty smell, like an extremely old building, or maybe like an old mine. Dirt, maybe it's earth. And you step through those doors over there, which we'll put the map up in just a second. We don't need to worry about it now. And you can see tables lining what at first you're like, what is that? Like a rink? And as you kind of stand on your tiptoes, you can see a massive, maybe 40-foot diameter hole in the floor. And around it, you see a scant railing, and above it, you see sort of a winch with a rope hanging down, and a couple of, they're kind of all tied together, like, almost look like swings, like seats, so people could be lowered into this hole. And then you just see a great spool of rope off to the side. And you come in, and behind the bar is a man leaning on his elbow. He's got sleeves pulled up, black mutton chops that connect around to the stash. His hair is kind of wild and curly off to the side, and behind him you can see great barrels of ale. The place has a musty odor of ale mixed with that food and body odor. And as you come in, he kind of looks up at you and is like, welcome. I'm Dernan. Can I get you a drink?
Please, Dernan. 4 of your best.
He's like, come on in. And he kind of takes a deep breath, like, we are offering for this day only 1 free, and kind of like looks back at clearly a paper, like, I don't know, stuck in something. 1 free flagon of ale with a purchased copy of Volo's Guide to Monsters. The author is here, and he'll be signing. And he glances over his shoulder, and you see at one of the tables a portly gentleman with like ruffles and a scarf on around that and a big floppy hat, and he sort of smiles at you all.
Well, this seems to be our lucky day. How much for the book?
2 dragons.
2 dragons. Well, confident man sells his book for 2 dragons?
I'm told it is of the highest quality from the highest quality publishers in town. He kind of looks at you with tired eyes.
What was your favorite chapter?
Personally, I haven't read it.
It's about monsters?
Yeah, that's what it says.
2 gold.
He slides it over and he pulls you out this leather-bound copy, and you hear a and you look and you can see the man with his floppy hat just kind of clapping.
As I take it and I open it, I will do a like, and then look up at the author.
I'll do it too.
Yeah, just
He's like,
I'll close it and
I mean, as you quickly flip through it, you do see it is a pretty researched guide of monsters.
oh yeah, I do think he's not.
Is there a chapter on monsters from the Fae?
There may be. You would have to spend some time and look at it.
I won't. We'll just keep this in here. We can read it at night when we're cuddled up close to each other.
We can take turns.
Yes. Beautiful.
I'll be in the middle.
Take turns reading or take turns cuddling as he's filling the first flagon.
I get cold.
Well, I think take
Slides it
turns
over to you.
reading because the cuddling will be consistent.
It's like, of course.
I really
of
do
course.
like how canon in Castle Mac is just all of our characters always cuddling at nighttime in every game. It's just expected now.
Oops, what happened?
What was that?
Castle Cuddlers.
And he kind of leans, walks down the bar a little ways, talks to one of the other gentlemen. You see this half-orc man kind of leaning forward and kind of looks up, and they seem to have a better rapport. They just kind of start chit-chatting. You see lots of people filling out the tables kind of everywhere around, but you can clearly see the man who is Volo kind of leans back in his chair, puts his elbow on the backrest, and sort of motions for you to come over. He's got a pen and an inkwell right in front of him.
All right. Now, the thing about creators, this is as we're walking over there, they are believers in their own work. They've plunged the depths to do something. They don't want to be insulted, and frankly, they want to be treated as if they are gods. Just keep that in mind, my loves.
Are you speaking from experience?
Oh, of course. To birth something so pure.
And as you walk up, he kind of scooches forward in his chair, says, "Hello, Volothamp get on. Chronicler, wizard, celebrity. Welcome. You have made a wise investment, if ye be adventurers like I think. My book should keep you alive when you're in a tight spot, so I suppose that, well, I feel like I've done a real service for you today."
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say as I came over here, is I cannot thank you enough.
It's like, oh, but you could try.
I'm one who has traveled all the way from the sands of and I wish I had had a book like this.
That's exactly why I set out to do what I did. I thought nowhere has been so concisely, so folksy in its writing, so accessible. And that's why I do what I do.
How did you see all these monsters?
Oh, lots of research, really. Lots of conversations with adventurers such as yourselves who had faced them. Of course, I'm no stranger to dangers such as facing monsters, but I'd be lying if I said I face everything in this book.
Monsters from other planes?
Here and there. Are you in Eladrin?
Am I supposed to tell him?
That is up to you, my dear.
Got a keen eye.
He kind of leans back and he's like, Do you have an arrangement with him? Of sorts.
They're my friends. My best friends.
I see.
We have a
Wonderful.
contract.
She thinks I look beautiful inside.
He kind of clasps and is like, of course you do. Yes, of course, darling, you do. You look beautiful, I presume, inside and out.
She does. She's my best friend.
I see. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, would you like me to sign it for you? You don't have to be shy.
If it wouldn't be too much trouble.
Of course not, of course not.
Are you sure?
Yes, I still have some ink left. I've signed multiple copies, of course, this morning already, but what's one more to a fellow traveler such as yourself?
Yes, I think this is our lucky day, everyone, for him to have just enough ink left to sign our Copy.
He's like, yes, of course. Who should I make it out to? All of you? All four of you?
Yes, my name is Enid. You can make it out to Enid.
I will indeed, Enid. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Volo, you can call me Volo. Keep it short.
What monsters from the Fae do you have in there?
So, that's a great question. I suppose you'll have to read and find out, won't you?
Well, maybe I could come back and tell you if you were right.
That would be most delightful. I would accept your notes humbly.
No doubt.
Can I send you notes? Anyways? Like, about other things?
He's like, of course. Then he kind of looks at you guys like, Enid.
Certainly you've got some sort of fan mail set up.
Of course I do, yes, of course. Through my publisher. The address is right here on the front page.
Do you have a club? Fan club?
You know I don't, but I'd be looking for a president.
I could do it.
You would?
Yeah.
I'd be honored.
And you could tell everyone that we know each other and that we're friends.
Well, I could tell everyone that you head my fan club, yes, of course.
And that, we met and you think that I would be good at that job, right?
To be honest, yes, I do, yes. Anyways, I know you all have pressing business, and there'll be more to sign. To Enid, and you are, darling?
Nami.
Nami. And what about this one? Triton. Don't see too many of you in Waterdeep, not these
Do you
days.
know ocean monsters?
Do I know ocean monsters? Yes, of course I know ocean monsters.
You guys should talk. You could write him letters too. I could include it in my letter that I sent him.
I think I will.
With your job?
There is extensive
Leader of the fan
research
club?
Yep.
of the dreaded Kraken in this book. You should have a read. No doubt something your people could deal with, I know.
Day to day.
Thankless, isn't it? I know.
Sometimes.
Some of us do. What's your name?
Hydarian.
Hydarian. Double A, as with your people's customs. Wonderful. Yes, of course. And what about you, sir?
I am Prince Whistler.
Prince? Not a given name, is it? Understand.
Whistler. Princes have to protect themselves. It's a custom of traveling under other names.
Most people protect themselves.
Of course. Well, it's been a real pleasure to make your acquaintance, and I will say so. It has been a pleasure with 2 exclamation points. Volo, get on.
Would you also add in there
Of course.
your friend? Just for Enid.
Sure, why not?
Do you want me to sign something of yours?
Oh, if I only I had something. Perhaps later.
Enid, I don't think that's how it works.
Oh,
Another one from You're My Muppet. Thank you, sir. And I'm so glad you can watch it live. Normally, the buffering issues.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Master Volo. Little did I know that when I woke this morning I would meet a legend, have their autograph.
I suppose today's your lucky day, Whistler.
It is indeed.
Your lucky day. I say, Durnan, is there another? And Durnan's like, I should get with Durnan and work out the particulars.
We should look for some work.
I am going to read your book, and I will send you letters.
Wonderful. I look forward to them. I will certainly read
I
every one.
can't
of
wait to write them.
them. Good.
Enid, what if I take you over this table here and we start writing the letters right now?
Can I borrow your pen?
I'm afraid
Here, I have one. There you go.
Master Volo, I hope dearly in my heart of hearts that our paths should cross again.
Indeed. Yes, it's been a pleasure, all of you. Yes, thank you. And he starts shuffling some things on the table. That's clearly just
Master Whisper, let us go this way. The barkeep may have information on. We were directed here.
Does he have a drink on his table?
Yeah, I think he does. He's got an ale. In fact, you see several mugs kind of sitting there.
Where are our ales?
We're holding them, I
Yep.
think.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that, or I would have been holding it.
He says, oh, by the way, I hope you'll be patiently awaiting my next publication. It's under works now, These are my notes, actual notes that will be converted into the next publication.
What is it about?
Volo's Guide to Spirits and Spectres, if you can stomach such a spooky topic. So, I would be particularly interested in any notes about ghosts, wraiths, spooks of all kinds, all varieties that you come across. Scientific, please. Keep them as categorized as possible, please. Although I'm interested in individual experiences, how it made you feel, things like that.
Do you want to know how I
memories
feel?
it evoked? I think I have a good idea, but yes.
Right now?
My dear Master Volo,
Yes, thank
we
you.
have the address of your
Of
publisher.
course, I will look forward to it. Yes.
Our wonderful Enid shall be writing you, no doubt, numerous letters, and we shall add any about specters, wraiths,
Spectres.
ghosts. No zombies. None of that. You
not
want
for
the
this one.
incorporeal.
That's right. Those who can pass ephemerally, yes.
Nothing like a nice foreboding, warning for adventure.
All adventures start out this way.
That they do. Just starting out, are you?
Together, yes.
Ah, of course.
Not together, unfortunately, but together.
I see, yes, but I can see why. Well, again, it has been a pleasure meeting you all. As I've said, I've clearly got pressing. Good morning to you all.
I'm going to get another ale if anyone would like to join me at the bar.
Yes, I think talking to Dernan is a good idea. A genius idea, really.
It is. You're very smart.
Thank you. I think. We were appointed to this inn specifically, and he is the barkeep, so I figured if we were appointed here, he is the one to look for information.
The keeper of tales and secrets, every barkeep.
Sure.
That's a tip, if you're going around.
And you all find a table, get somewhat comfortable, start imbibing your beverages. I think all of you, the curiosity is too great. You walk to the edge, look over. This massive hole descends into complete and utter darkness. In fact, Dernan sees you looking. He's like, "First time?"
Yes.
Yeah.
What's this big hole in your ground?
It's like, that big hole, darling, is opportunity. Beneath there, endless caverns, dungeons, unexplored grottos, underground lakes, everything that this great city is built on top of.
Have you been down there?
Oh, yes, of course. But those days are long behind me. And you look up behind him and you see a huge blue glowing greatsword up like on the mantle. And it doesn't look like it looks used, basically. He's like, as you can see, people kick off and also end their careers from the mouth of that hole every day. If you're as green as you look, I'd suggest waiting a bit before you plumb
I've always
the
been
depths. Point taken.
I'm green sometimes. I can be other colors too.
All right.
I like you. I was, of course, speaking
I
metaphorically.
like you too.
Wonderful.
There is the literal and the metaphorical, and we were...
He's like has a big toothy grin, like he's wiping out, as barkeeps are always perpetually doing, wiping out a mug. He's like, anyways, as I've said, wouldn't go down there until you are pretty sure you're ready.
Well, if you wouldn't recommend going down there, do you have any knowledge of something that would be a bit more on our seas, so to say?
He's like, looking for work, are you? Well,
Not in your bar. I don't want to work in your bar.
Well, good. I don't need any help right now, but thank you. You know, this is the place to be, the rumor mill. People know that adventurers tend to congregate here. I do keep a list of odd jobs for the guilds, guarding the dung sweepers for their work at night, guarding the sewer sweeps, the same purposes. Sometimes the occasional rat's nest or giant rats get a little bit out of hand, but I suspect the four of you are looking for something a bit more, dare I say, cerebral.
You have hit the nail on the head.
I'm glad to hear it. Well, my advice to you, stay here a day or two. Keep the drink flowing. Keep your ear to the ground. I think you'll find something come across your table ere too long.
Keep our ear to the ground. There's a big hole.
He smiles big, like, that there is. That there is.
It's probably not an expression I've heard.
Shall I get another round for you then?
I think you should.
All right, I'll open a tab. What's your name? The group, that is. You have a name, don't you?
It was Finders,
of the Deep.
Finders of the Deep. Fitting, especially if you descend to that depth. He writes that down. I'll keep a lookout.
Thank you, Master Dernan.
Of course. And with that, everyone, we're going to go to our first break. Stick around when we return as Waterdeep Dragon Heist continues.
As we heist.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking it out through the break. Our heroes have found themselves in the Yawning portal. They spoke to Volo himself, even purchased a copy of Volo's Guide to Monsters.
He's now
They
my best
spoke
friend.
with Durnan, you're his best friend and
We
president of his
started a
fan
fan
club.
club.
And you all are sitting around, enjoying your beverage, waiting for something to happen. Around the sturdy table where you sit, it's lit by a brightly burning candle. At this point in the day, it's littered with plates cleared of food. You're all leaned back in your chairs, holding your bellies, feeling pretty content. You've got a new contract, you've got prospects, you stole a ship, might still go to jail for that, you don't know. Around you, as the day has moved on, the crowd has picked up a little bit. Volo's signed a couple more copies of his books. The sounds of gamblers yelling and drunken adventurers singing bawdy songs nearly drown out the off-key strumming of a young bard a few tables over. Then all that noise is eclipsed by a shout as a half-orc woman at the table next to you stands up, kicking her chair out behind her, and she says, "Ya pig! Like killing me mates, does ya?" Then she reaches up, grabs the edge of the table, kind of pushes it, and you see a human male stand up from next to her and swings at her. Cracks her right in the jaw, and she stops. Kind of turns around, cracks her knuckles. Leaps at him. Punches him right across the face. He slides across the table. And we're going to have everybody roll initiative in this wonderful bar brawl.
Can I say I do a non-initiative thing?
Sure.
I'll start taking bets now.
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Bets, come over here, take your bets.
Oh, gracious, my dice are all the way over there.
Oh,
That's okay. I'm just going to borrow some of Coach's that I can read. There you go. I'm borrowing these.
Don't let him touch your dice.
No, he knocks me out almost every session. He can get
that is
his
true.
good juju on my dice.
Juju on that dice.
Okay. Let's get some initiatives, y'all. And you don't necessarily have to participate here, and I would like to remind everybody that if you are using a weapon or an unarmed strike, when you deal what would be a killing blow, you can choose to instead knock somebody unconscious. You cannot do that with spells. I'd just like to remind everybody about that. Okay.
Thank you, darling.
So, Nami, where you at?
9.
Big 9. All right, hold on. I'll tell everyone who those are in just a second. How about Enid?
Oh, big 3.
Wow. Okay, great. Whistler?
A 6.
Boy. And what about our Hydarian sea god?
12.
12. That puts you here, but below this. So, these are... Enemy 1 are the 4 regular dudes around there, okay? Mm-hmm. Lieutenant is the guy in the cape who seems to be kind of organizing everything and leading it. And ally is that half-orc woman. You can choose whether she's your ally or not. I'm simply differentiating there. And with that, these 4 men push past the table, surround her, and start just punching and kicking and wailing into her. She takes a pretty solid beating from it. Just punches her in the gut. One guy socks her across the face. You can see some blood kind of fly out against the wall. And she kind of turns back to them, just roaring. She's got these tusks coming out at the bottom of her teeth. And they're now sort of blood between her gums and at the bottom of her lip. Hi, Darian. It is your turn to do what you would like to
Bets.
That is no way to treat a lady. He's going to cast Fog Cloud over top of her.
Thank you, sir.
To try and make it
too.
Oh,
to make it harder.
Fog cloud. Nice.
Just try and over the whole table as much as you can because it's a 20-foot radius. So
I think you can.
Oh, yeah.
Mash it, dude.
You see Hydarian just kind of... You all kind of breathe it in. It's a little bit, misty. And here, let's just mark the... it's a 20-foot radius, right? Mm-hmm. You want it to just kind of cover them, but not you guys?
Yeah, pretty much I want it to be like over the
pretty
whole
much
table.
covers like that whole region there. Perfect.
That is no way to treat a lady.
Okay, Nami, it is your turn. Are you soliciting bets?
Bets with a fog, double or nothing. Bets.
You hear someone at the table behind you like, okay, I'm in. 3-1 on the orc woman.
All right, bets. 3 to 1.
He shuffles for 2 gold pieces and kind of slaps them on the table. And behind them, you hear like, ah! People are laughing and everything.
Nothing's more exciting than placing a bet.
Okay, you can't really see what's going on. That would have been with disadvantage anyways. You now hear her absolutely roaring and bellowing. Just, roar! You hear things getting knocked around. You hear a glass hit the ground and shatter to pieces. You hear the table clearly like scooching along the ground, but can't see what else is going on. Sorry, trying to steal your die. Whistler, it is your turn. Thanks, zombie.
Thanks, zombie. Zombie.
Oh, and misery too. I missed that one. Thanks, y'all.
All right. All right. Hey.
Okay. I think he's going to pick up his drink and take a couple steps closer.
Okay.
Not necessarily entering the fog cloud yet.
Okay, you're kind of on the edge of it, and I think now the fog cloud is like the cartoon brawl.
Yeah,
like you see an arm come out and swing back in, like a foot sticks out.
Actually, no, I think we'll have walked around to the other side where the orc was.
Okay.
So he's not far from her.
Okay.
I think he's going to be adding it up right at the moment.
High score can do the same thing right at the same time. Sean, great minds, also ours. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Does it look like... does it sound like they're all taking damage?
Probably yes. I mean, you hear like, ooh, but you also just hear like glass shattering. I mean, it's a mess, and you can't see anything in
Sorry,
there.
missed it. What did we hear?
Ooh. That's the noise I make when I get slugged.
Could be my new ringtone.
Oh, big old fat orc.
Actually, wait, as he's there. Yeah, let me see if I can do this.
Yeah, I will just...
Music playing.
I will just do that. I will be like, this is going to ruin a good night at the bar. I will... I'll cast sleep.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, roll it.
Got it.
5d8?
That's right. I need to borrow one that I can see.
Can magic put you guys to sleep?
He's not casting on this.
Oh, I know. I'm just curious.
Oh, yes. Maybe not Tritons. I don't know. I don't know Tritons very well.
Okay.
Cold. They're resistant to cold.
18
Okay.
points worth.
You hear him just stick his hand out, and you hear dum, dum, and you can knock down 2 of those guys. Enid, it is your turn.
I will be like, and then just cast mage armor on myself and take. That's all.
Okay. Back up a little bit. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, music's playing. Okay. With that, I'm trying not to taint the good dice.
Put yours right there, my dude.
Oh, geez, right in front of me. Thank you. Sorry.
I was wondering why you kept using it.
I'm trying to ruin it for him.
We'll see if you ruined it for him.
Okay, you now hear just like wild swinging. You hear more like plates scattering and shattering. You hear men like just grunting and swinging wildly. Hydarian, it is your turn. I got you, Raven. Oh, no.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I don't know why I'm so
I don't know that...
Lydia's the opposite.
Bother.
She's Elsa.
true.
Well, that's not
But
quite
cute.
kind of you all. I think he'd wade into the fog and just start swinging his fists.
Okay. You step right into the fog and go ahead and roll with disadvantage and unarmed strike, which will be your strength and your proficiency bonus.
So +4, so 12.
A 12 connects. Go ahead and roll. It's 1 damage plus your strength modifier.
So it says 3 bludgeoning.
Okay. Yeah, you're like, I don't know. And you feel it connect with something, and you're as the fist connects, and you immediately kind of miss it. You see a shape in front of you for a second, and then it's gone. Nami. You now have this one dude standing there, like he pulls out 2 dragons, and he says 3-1, 3-1 on the orc woman.
31, bets.
His friend, roll persuasion.
8.
His friend's like, nope, you're an idiot. Okay. You hear
It's the only
the
one standing there with that in
unmistakable
the pocket.
shing of a blade being drawn.
Good.
And you don't hear anything else. You hear feet scuffling, continue to hear the table getting shifted around, and then you hear... she actually connects with someone. In fact, you hear like... and someone like, oh god! And you all of a sudden out of the fog, one of them comes sliding out. Just... like kind of slams into the thing like across the ground. Hits the side. As he slides across the floor, his hood is pulled down. He's shaven completely bald, and he has tattoos of eyes all over his head. Looks crazy. Whistler, your turn.
He will look down at that one. I will wait in just enough. Fog cloud, I can see you. You're not blinded.
It's blind.
Oh, blind. Mm-hmm. Nothing I can do with that then.
Nope.
Although somebody just needs to be able to hear me if I give them inspiration, though. Correct?
I don't know. I don't know if it's hear or see. You know what? I'm willing to forego it in this case. We'll look it up later.
Actually, I don't think he would. Actually, I don't think he wants to look like he's taking a side right at the moment.
Okay.
He's just going to take the dodge action.
All right. Cool. Enid.
Enid will also take the dodge action.
Okay. Wonderful. You all hear as this guy slides against the ground, echoing, and the dude on the ground scrambles and looks at the portal. Looks at the gaping hole in the ground.
Good.
Awesome.
Hi, Darian. It's your turn.
Stop it! Stop it this instant. Can I use my action to try and make a persuasion on them?
You can certainly try, but I will not guarantee you success even on a good roll. They are in the middle of a fight for reasons you don't understand.
I think he would back out and try and persuade them to not fight.
Okay, go ahead and roll persuasion, but tell me what you're going to say to try to persuade them.
There can be words spoken to settle this. You do not need to draw blades. Because he did hear the shing of a blade, correct?
The man on the ground kind of looks at you and he's like, "We're going to kill that Zend bitch!" And draws a dagger. Go ahead and roll persuasion with disadvantage.
What did he call her?
A Zent bitch. I mean, pretty good roll.
It's just a straight 16 because of disadvantage.
From the fog cloud, you don't hear any change. Scuffling, shouting, dude on the ground drawing his dagger, spittle on his lips.
Where's Volo?
You can't see him. The fog cloud is obscuring your view to him.
I didn't know he was over there or somewhere else.
That's it for Hydarian.
All right, Nami. Just so you know, even rolling a 20, there were just times like,
Yeah, no, but that's
it's not an auto success.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, don't fight. Like, yeah, but we're bitter enemies here to kill each other. So, Nami, it is you.
Don't forget, I'm taking a hold of his fee once the bets are settled. Anyone else want to place a bet?
Go ahead and I'll give you one more persuasion roll. And you know what? Roll it with advantage because the other dude's like, come on! What? Who doesn't love a good fight?
19 plus 3.
Okay, yeah, someone else is like, all right, I'll bet against him. And he throws in 2 gold against the orc woman, the half-orc woman. With that, you continue to just hear scuffling. Can't really tell what's going on in there. All of a sudden, you see her come barreling out of the fog cloud. She pushes kind of into you, Whistler, seems to not notice you, steps over here and kind of stumbles on these chairs, kind of holding herself against the table. I mean, you can see that she's bruised and bloody and battered, and she looks at you all, she's like, which one of you cast that?
It was me.
She's like, take it down so I can kill them!
You seem to be very outnumbered.
And she is seeming to be taking a disengage or dodge action. Whistler, it is your turn as this half-orc woman standing bloodied is like looking at you. You see the man on the ground looking at her, like starting to get on his feet.
I do think he understands what Zend
I think it's very reasonable to understand that.
I think he looks there and looks to her and he's like, don't quite give up yet, my beautiful thing. I'll use healing word on her.
Sweet, go ahead and roll it.
Is +2?
Yep.
So that's 8.
This is
It's 1d4.
1d4.
Oh,
but you rolled 3s
I rolled
on
2
both.
3s, yeah.
So, yeah.
5.
She's kind of looking at you like, and you just see her wounds close up, and her eyes kind of like perk up like,
Oh, I'll give her a wink.
yeah. I mean, she kind of looks at you a little bit perplexed, but then it's like, like turns back to them, just huge fists.
I'll go ahead and lean against the wall to both make room and
Enid, it is your action, my dear.
I want to, I'm not engaged with anybody, and I still want to take the dodge action, but I do want to come, like, over here and see if I can scope out that guy's head more.
Okay. You can go ahead and rank a perception check if you
Pure
like.
curiosity.
Sure,
Like,
sure.
I'd
You can do it with
guarantee-
advantage. I
Okay.
mean, you're taking your time to go, let me get a good look at that.
What am I rolling? Perception?
Perception with advantage.
17.
Okay, yeah, you make it out pretty easy. I mean, you can see it's shaven because you can start to see a little, like a tiny bit of stubble mixed with the sweat of the day. But you can see they're clearly tattoos of eyes, eyeballs of all different sizes, and some of them are colored, some of them aren't. But all over his head, these eye tattoos. Very strange, and as you're watching, you're like, oh, that's interesting. A green hand comes up out of the portal, grabs him, just disappears into the distance as another hand comes up and just a troll pulls itself up, and attached to it are sturges, which are basically big bird mosquitoes, and they're just drinking his blood, and he's like, as he's like swatting at him, Let me grab a bottle.
Keep it.
Why did I get closer to that thing? Oh my god, I love his hand. He looks like a sloth.
Okay, let me just go ahead and roll for them. Okay. What were you, Sean? 7?
I was a 6 actually, my dude.
Okay.
I was a 3 if you need to know.
I remember that. Ooh, the sturges actually act first and foremost. Okay, so the situation before you, you're like, oh my god, this troll has climbed up out of the hole, and it looks super disoriented. Like it's like, just looking around. It's got these sturges attached to it. It swats a couple of them off, and they're the ones that kind of fly back, and they're just flying around like really quick. They've got these long beaks covered in this blackish blood. And it is their turn. And Enid.
Yeah.
This sturge breaks off from the troll and flies directly towards you, in fact. Nice. You did take the dodge action, that is accurate. And in fact, it comes at you, it swoops down with this beak, and you're like, kind of dodge out of the way. You hit it, feel it's like kind of leathery wings. It's pretty gross. This one, I think, however, is going to fly past the troll to whoever that is. Is that you, Nami? Mm-hmm. You're just like sliding some gold, and you're like, oh god, oh god, oh god, and it's just like needling right towards you. What is your armor class?
13.
13? Well, I'm afraid that is a hit, unless you guys want to try to do anything about that. Okay.
Yeah, do it.
Go ahead and roll it. We got it.
Okay. You got a bunch of them. This is the first reroll. I don't know what that is.
Sick.
Oh, that is still a hit, I'm afraid. Okay, you take 4 points of damage, and you just look up, and this thing comes, and its beak pushes into your shoulder, and you're like, ah! And you feel these little grippy hands and little feet grab onto you, and the beak just pushes into your skin, and it's now attached to you. And this last one, unfortunately, Hydarian, you're the closest right there, flies right towards you.
I am in the fog still. Oh no, I stepped out. That's right. Yep, stepped back.
Did you dodge?
No.
It's a miss. It comes flying at you. You turn in time to just kind of swat it back, and it's like with this beak like searching for you for your blood. And you hear Durnan shout from the bar, "You deal with those sturges! I'll get the troll!" And you hear a shing. Okay, he's going to act on initiative 20. I need a figure for him, don't I? Let's just grab one real quick. Alright, we're going to pretend this is Durnan. If you wouldn't mind, put him on top of the bars. He
Laura
climbs
Durnan.
up. Yep, Laura Durnan. Hi, Darian, it is your turn.
Oh man. We'll take out a short sword and take a swipey boy at this poor bird mosquito. We're gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
Oh, that's even better. That's +4. How's that 10 looking?
That is unfortunately not a hit. What do you attack it with?
A short sword?
Yeah, okay. You draw your short sword, start swinging it wildly, and it's just like leathery wings kind of slashing against you. Nami, it is your turn.
I'm gonna swing at. Who's that?
That is the orc, the half-orc woman.
Technically, she's within 5 feet.
She is within 5 feet. Would you consider her an ally? I think it's safe to say she's an ally. He just healed her, and you have a contract, 100%. We're within the rules.
We have sided.
And either way,
You've chosen your sides.
definitely gonna say she was an ally.
Yep.
Alright, so I'm gonna swing. 17, I think.
That is in fact a hit.
Yes, sorry, I just want to make sure I can actually math.
Yep.
So 1d8 plus 2 plus 1d6, right?
Correct.
6.
All right. I would like to describe the way you kill it if that's okay with you. Because you're
love that.
sitting there, I think you've leaned back, you've put one foot up on the table, and you're like, yep, 2 to 1, you're sliding the gold. It comes at you, like bites you, you're like, oh god. Just take your rapier, just skewer it and kind of flick it off the edge, and you're like, alright, you're up. Like, just point for the next person.
Next.
With their gold.
Bits.
Blood, like, filling your shirt here. You're like, yep, come on. Okay.
There's no need to be dramatic. Don't worry, it's just blood. I'll take a bit.
With that, you see this man come stepping out of the fog, and he's kind of looking around and sees her. He's got a little dagger, and he rushes past you and leaps at her.
We can make a little
So many d20s. He swings, and she actually takes the chair from under her and just swings around and puts it in front of him. And the 4 legs go around his torso, and she just kind of pushes, and then he's like, and she's like, kind of pushing him back towards the fog. On her turn, in fact, she takes the chair, pulls it back, lifts it up, and tries to smash it on him. And I forget.
What's a chair attack?
It's an improvised weapon, so it'd be a d4 with her strength. She misses, though. She swings it at him, and he kind of ducks out of the way, and she's now just kind of off balance, holding the chair and staring at him.
That one's dead.
Whistler.
Surgeon.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
That one too? No.
Yeah.
This one too, right? I'll just go and...
No, I think he's okay.
Oh, shoot.
Whistler looking over this chair, and those two will look at the Sturge in front of Hydarion. And be like, you're not predator. You are prey.
Charisma, is it?
It is a wisdom
Wisdom.
saving throw. 13 is what you're looking for, my dude.
Total failed. Does a 0 do me anything? A 0?
I'm
Roll a
afraid
0?
not, my man.
Okay.
Takes 1 damage, but it has disadvantage on its next attack.
Yeah, it's kind of flying around you, and he does that, and you just kind of see it tucks its wings in for a second. Kind of keeps flying around, but looks less confident in itself.
It looks like it's having a bad other day.
Yeah, exactly. It's having a bad needle nose day. So I don't know. My needle's kind of short compared to everyone else's.
No need to compare.
I've got a short needle nose. This troll, in fact, is just like takes a step forward, sees you, Hydarion, I'm afraid.
Heidi ho.
Hydarion, it comes at you. Takes a swipe.
With its little sloth hand.
What's your armor class, my dude?
13. He's like,
That is a hit. For 10 damage.
Oh my god, we're over here making fun of his sloth claw. And
Yeah, and he just kind of pushes his way past
killing all
this
of our friends.
Sturge. It just walks forward, and you're like, oh god, oh god, oh god. And as it does, you see its wounds from the Sturge just closing up, and you kind of see the squelching, like pulsing as the wounds close.
Controls.
I need to make a concentration save.
Yes,
Yeah, you do.
I gotta do some spellcasty stuff. Yep, that's a 20.
Okay,
Got it.
nice. I'm glad you burned it on that. Enid, your turn.
Is this Sturge, like, touching me?
No. It's just flying all around you.
Would I use a range spell or a touch spell?
It is adjacent to you. It doesn't
Okay.
matter if it's touching you. It is adjacent. Its square is right there.
Perfect. I will use a shocking grasp. Not with you. With you.
I only want to move you.
7... 12?
A 12, unfortunately, is not it. You try to shocking grasp it?
Yeah, I want to try again.
Yep. Please.
No. No.
Nasty. All right, what do you guys got? 3 left. 3 divine inspos left. You're just lightning kind of trailing everywhere and arcing all around it. Okay, at the top of the initiative, would you please move Durnan 60 feet towards that troll?
I would like to give Whistler my inspiration for his talking earlier during the book signing.
Okay, yeah, please.
You mean my talking earlier?
Well, if you mean you talked and I talked.
And I talked.
Who is this for?
Yeah, we talked.
Whistler?
Whistler.
Whistler, inspiration.
I'll go ahead and give this to Enid for her.
Enid, inspiration. Don't forget to give them out.
Fan club. I want to give this one to Nami for taking them bets, because that was clever.
Taking the bits. Oh, why was I giving it back to you?
I'll take it.
Okay, well, with that, then Durnan, he runs out and he's got this huge greatsword, and he's just like, "Argh!" trying to get the troll to pay attention to him.
I'll just
so,
go ahead
question.
and not leave one of us left out.
I know the sword you said was,
Your sweetheart.
was glowing blue. Would
Yeah.
I be able to, like, just... Could I deduce, like, what type of, like, magic weapon it is? No. Just that it's magic.
No idea. Yep. Okay, with that,
Sounded like a good one.
it is the Sturges. And
No
the
crunchy
Sturge,
snacks.
it flies right here.
No crunchy bones.
And, Raven, would you roll me a d4, please?
Roll D4,
that's a
you
6.
die. Roll D6, you die. 3.
It, in fact, attacks that man. The leader you can see now, his hood is kind of loose as well, and his head is also shaved bald. In fact, one of the figures asleep and the other one standing up are women wearing the exact same clothes, but their head is also shaved bald. All of them have eye tattoos. They don't look uniform necessarily. They're all just different eyes. Some of them are colored in, but most of them are left kind of that black, solid line art of a tattoo artist. I can't see what that is.
Like the kind of tattoo you're getting next.
That is a hit.
Of an eye on your head.
Yeah,
We talked about
already done. Got him.
Right here.
Okay. She's just like, it attaches to her and just, and she kind of grabs at it, tries to brush it off herself to no avail. On their turn, you actually see that one there, that woman, grab the other one on the ground and just start dragging for the door. So move it
This one,
30
this one.
feet towards the door. It'd basically be a dash action, but it's encumbered. And you hear she's like, let's get out of here! Just dragging her across the floor. Hydarian, your turn, my dude.
I'm going to take the disengage action.
Oh, your fog cloud's still up, right?
No.
Yeah, I made the
Oh, yeah, yeah,
She
yeah.
told him to drop it, but he did not.
Oh,
so you
right.
guys don't see any of that. You don't see her leaving.
Did I... Through that, could I even see...
You see everything else.
Did I see Hydarian get attacked?
Yes, yeah, you can see Hydarian.
I'm going to disengage and kind of slink back against the wall behind the fog
Through
cloud.
the fog cloud?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this you?
Yeah.
You're like, adios.
A little bit further, yeah. Over there. He's not looking...
It is
at all.
difficult ground, so only half speed.
Yeah.
So he did a disengage, so.
Oh.
Okay.
And then, as an interact, he's going to take out his kind of crossbow and, like, lean up against the wall.
Yep, got it. Nami, you're up.
Give me a quick sec here, okay? Just wait. And then she'll go ahead and hit this one.
All right, sweet.
With her special sneaky sneaks. Because it's still within.
Yep, oh, it's 100%.
And that was a D8.
Oh, thank you for the subscribe, Desert Raven Gamer. That would
Ooh,
be
Raven.
another inspiration for you fellas and ladies.
So that's 15 plus 4. Definitely hit.
Totally a hit.
4.
Would you like to describe how you...
Plus 2.
Plus 0.
Oh, yes.
It's long dead. Would you like to describe how this thing dies?
No, I like it when you...
Okay. It's flying out, and again, just kind of annoyed. You're like, you close one eye with your rapier, like following it around, skewer it, and you're like, kind of shake it off as its body falls to the ground, twitching. You kind of turn back to the person, like, all right, like just picking right up where you left off.
Practice with the red speck on shit.
Let's see. We are back to this one there who actually had. Oh wait.
That's the one that got hit.
Yeah, it got hit. I think I said the half-orc woman did, but it was actually this leader who's like, ah! It actually tries to wrestle this thing off it. Oh, wait, no, you just killed it. I'm sorry, I got my narrative wrong. It was attached to him, so you would have been just stuck it through there. Sorry about that. It wasn't flying around, it was attached. It just makes an attack on this half-orc woman. Ooh.
No.
Oh, you want me to reroll that?
Yeah.
Okay.
With attacks.
The capey boy
Capey
attacked
boy
the half.
attacks the half-orc, yes. I got the narrative a little screwy there because I forgot where that thing was. Its dagger pulls it back, going straight for her heart, and then it suddenly just kind of looks away and it hears the dragging sounds behind it.
I said dragon.
Kind of sticks into the side of the chair.
Oh, with that dragon.
Dragon.
Speaking of chair, on her turn, she swirls around with the chair again and just looks at him wide-eyed and like, you'll pay for what you did.
Chair crit!
Chair crit. I was about to say you'll
Triple
pay
or
for what you
nothing,
get.
triple or nothing. Come on, take your bets, triple or nothing.
Okay. Don't half-orcs get a brutal critical?
They do.
Yeah.
It's just an extra die of the weapon attack?
Ooh.
Itch.
He missed with the dagger, and she's just like, smash! And the chair smashes to bits as his figure just falls to the ground.
Oh man, that's like one of those WWE fights with like the folding chair.
And meanwhile, you're like, yeah!
WW Worldwide
okay.
Wrestling.
With that, Whistler, it is your go, sir.
WDE.
Yeah, I'd be like, impeccably good skill. Anyway, I'd be like, that's a very short nose that you have.
You found their weakness. It in fact is so thirsty for Eladrin blood. It just doesn't care what you have to say.
Eladrin blood is pretty sweet.
Meanwhile, the troll turns and attacks. Ooh, Durnan slashes across him once. The other one he kind of blocks and dodges out of the way. He's looking a little bit worse for wear, but I mean, he looks pretty confident. The way he's wielding this huge blade, clearly a former adventurer. Enid, it is your turn.
I'm gonna try another shocking grasp.
Try it, my dude.
There we go. 13 plus
That
5.
is a hit.
And shocking grasp is an 8.
It's an 8. All day, every day.
So 3, and I'm gonna back away.
You kill it. As it's flying at you, you're like, in fact, you just kind of bug zap her, like,
Well, I'm
up
saying,
through the air.
I thought you said I'm gonna mac away.
I am. What's this red stuff?
Those are booths. Those are comfy red leather booths.
Well, I'm gonna take a seat.
You're like,
Right?
okay. Durnan takes his huge sword, swings a couple of times into the troll, and he connects 3 times, and every time he does, you see lightning emanate out from like where it took the damage. Does lightning heal trolls? I can't remember.
It's fire.
Only fire.
Fire does the other thing. So he slashes across it, and then he shouts to you all, he's like, pour burning oil on it! We gotta kill it! As he continues slashing across it. The surges are dead.
Yep.
No big deal. Enemy 1, they're knocked out.
Yep.
So we're going to narrative here for the end of it. You all listen to him. One of you, doesn't matter who, reaches on the table and grabs the flask of oil, tosses it on the troll. He finishes it off, and then grabs a candle and pours it on it, and it starts burning. And he's like, help me! And you guys push it off the edge as this burning troll descends into the darkness.
How much money do I have?
Well, you know what? Let's say roll me a persuasion check with advantage. And anything you get above 10 is how many dragons you make. Off the cuff gambling system there.
18 plus
Bookie
3?
system.
Oh, that's a.
Yeah, see if you can do better. Okay.
21.
You in fact make 11 gold pieces. And all the adventurers are like, ah, damn it! Like, was this rigged? Was this rigged? And you kind of like, boys, slide it all in. Put it in your...
Fair is fair. And I will, if I might.
Yeah, we're out of initiative.
I took 11. Wait, how much did you say?
11.
11. What are they, dragons?
Gold, just gold.
Oh, 11 gold. That's it. I'll give her 6 gold.
Okay, well, we'll roleplay through the encounter right now. You kind of slide the gold towards yourself. The other adventurer's like, damn it. They almost seem like it's an everyday occurrence a little bit. Durnan kind of takes his sword and actually pulls a cloth off that he was using earlier to wipe down a
glass.
flagon. Yeah, he kind of wipes it down and he's like, you all fought pretty well there. All right, round of drinks for you. This one's on the house. Tell you what, you need a place to stay? Let you stay here tonight on the house. That might be a better gift, I would wager.
I promise we'll make the beds in the morning.
Okay, done.
Yeah, we'll make them all.
How many are there? Should we double up? If so, I'd like to bunk with Hydarion.
He's like, you can have one common room. 4 beds. We'll wheel away. We'll wheel in a bed. Oh, we didn't work this out.
You are incredibly proficient with that weapon.
He's like, thank you. It's got me through a fair few scrapes. Well, let's wake them up. Yagra, what was this about? She's just like, it was killing my mates. He's like, your mates? Who are they? She's like, Xanathar Guild, I think. He's like, get the fuck out of my bar.
Who were you talking to just now?
The half-orc woman.
Okay, I didn't know if you were talking about these ones.
The half-orc woman is Yagra.
Okay.
All right. A lot of NPCs here. Yeah. So she kind of stands up and she's like, thanks for the assistance. Appreciate it.
Was it Yagra?
It was. What about you? Adventurers, are you?
I'm Enid.
I'm Nami.
Pleasure.
Whistler.
Thank you for the patching up.
Hydarion.
Pleasure's all mine. You got me a lot of money.
She's like, oh, I'm glad I could be of assistance.
Let me assist you.
She's like, well, all right, then I'll put in a good word. I am friends with powerful people in the city.
Oh, definitely let them know that we know each other. Will you do that? I'm Enid, if you forgot.
Enid is obsessed with making friends.
I see that.
I'm not obsessed,
She has a very keen interest in making friends.
Well, you just got in the middle of a brawl between Xanathar's guild folks, and it's no secret, I'm with the Zinterim. Anyone's welcome. You can join anytime if you'd like.
Is it like a nice group or like a...
Sure, yeah.
Can be.
We're an opportunistic group, okay? And that's what you need to know about it. Plenty of coin to be made. Jobs, too, if you're looking for them. And as she says that, you see a floppy hat kind of push through, and Volo's like, pardon me, I say, that was a wonderful, wonderful performance. I couldn't see most of it, heard most of it, knew you were keenly involved, intimately involved even. You are pretty superb. I might have a proposition for you. There's dragons in it for you, of course. I've got a publishing deal now, so that shouldn't be hitching that to giddy up, as it were. And she's like, all right, well, I'll see you around. Thanks again.
Bye.
She picks up the 2 dudes, throws them over her shoulder. She's like, walks out the door with them. And in fact, you hear her get out the door, she's like, hey, stop right there. And you kind of hear her go off. And he's like, that was interesting. That was exciting. That was so exciting. Do you know the interesting thing about trolls? They can fit through almost any sized gap. Yes, you think a large door might save you? No. All they need are a couple of inches. They can actually dislocate their bones.
But there wasn't a door. He just came out of a big hole.
Yes, I know that. I saw that. I'm merely saying they can fit through almost anything.
Like a cat.
Crazy. That sure
Is incredible.
Anyways, shall we discuss business?
Let's.
Like your fan club?
No, in fact.
I think a way for us to make a bit of money, as the fan club is going to be pro bono.
Never mind.
You'll be doing it for free, my dear.
For no money.
I'm still gonna do it though.
Whatever. He leads you away to one of these private rooms. Nods to Durnan, and Durnan's still wiping his sword down. He's like, whatever. Just looks annoyed with him. Walks in. You guys sit down. Well, I trust you've noted the increased violence in our fair city these past 10 days. A shame, really. You know, I travel everywhere, and never is there a city as splendid as Waterdeep, but of late it feels like it's ready to tear itself apart. Forgive me, you're not familiar with the violence I'm talking about, are you? No. Blood in the streets, wailing, gnashing of teeth. That was an exaggeration. Blood in the streets, quite literally, yes.
What's been happening?
Increased violence between the criminal elements, really. Yes, there are some rumors about. Do you know Lord Daggelt Neverember? You familiar?
No, is he nice?
He is a well-regarded lord.
He was.
Was?
He has fallen from grace of late, as you may or may not know. Laeral Silverhelm has taken over the city.
I'd still like to meet him.
Wonderful. Laeral Silverhand is now the open lord of Waterdeep. Are you familiar with the lords of Waterdeep? You know, there's one open lord, that is, you know whom they are. The rest are masked to protect them, to keep them from bribes. They have nearly equal power of the open lord, but no one knows their identity. Some claim to be them.
Of course, why wouldn't they? A bit more power. Plus, nothing to go on. Nobody would actually know.
That's right. Powerful magics keep their identities hidden. But Laeral Silverhelm is it hand or helm? I can't remember. It's one of those things. Well, Daggelt was ousted. You know the whole affair with the dragon, the Tiamat, you've heard. Well,
That whole thing?
there were some accusations. There's a lot of gold going about, you know. Anyways, I shouldn't speak. It's out of place for me. But know this, there are rumors about Neverember himself.
Well,
I maybe don't subscribe to all of them.
of course, none of us are saying that rumors are fact, but knowing a rumor can be just as important as knowing the truth, and I, personally, would love to hear more of your knowledge on what rumors specifically. Of course.
I would like to keep talking to you too for a long time.
I gather that, yes. Well, that is only tangentially related to why I've actually called you here. I'm simply explaining the backdrop, the rich tapestry of Waterdeep, as it were. But yes, you should know that Neverember is not held in high regard here anymore. In fact, I believe he's in a self-imposed exile. Rumors about misconduct with some of that treasure. There was a lot, you know. A whole lot. Much of it went to the dragons, much to the chagrin of some of the noble families who felt, perhaps rightfully, perhaps not, that it belonged to them. The metallic dragons perhaps turned the tide, and so we're all breathing air right now rather than, well, being eaten by one of Tiamat's 5 heads, the 5 chromatic dragons, as you may or may not know.
Yes, of course.
The shiny
But-
dragons are the nice ones.
Well, are they nice, though?
I think so.
They have their own agendas.
How can you not be nice being that shiny?
That's true.
Who the greater thief, really, in the end? They made off with quite a bit of treasure for their efforts. But they put us in an impossible position, didn't they? Either way, I wasn't there. I had none of the decisions to be made. I don't know about Neverember's goings-ons. All I know is this city is practically tearing itself apart, or rather the underbelly. But of course that tends to spill over into the streets, and that's when the City Watch gets involved. A capable lot. The City Watch is. A capable lot.
Without a doubt.
Anyhow, I digress. Where was I?
Shiny dragons.
No.
Talking about the city ready to tear itself apart, and you were saying that was tangentially related to what business
Right, tangentially.
Yes. Well, I'm afraid my good friend has been swept up in this, perhaps. I hope that's not the case, but I fear it may be. Floon Blagmaw, have you heard of him?
No.
He's a bit of a cad. More beauty than brains, really.
Well, I like him already.
As do I. But I worry he may have taken a bad way home a couple nights ago. He may have been kidnapped or worse. He dresses like a noble, isn't one, of course. Putting on airs, it's what everyone at Waterdeep does. I mean, these are fine clothes that earned through publishing, and I don't mean to brag, but...
I was going to tell you that I really liked the outfit that you're wearing. It looks very nice.
Well, thank you, Enid. Are you paying attention to what I'm explaining? Yes. No, I'm sorry. Yes, thank you, Enid. Yes.
Of course I'm paying
appreciate
attention.
that.
Don't I look like I'm paying attention? I'm very engaged.
As you were saying,
Yes.
which many put on airs the same way that some would assume names, and given, I think it was worth mentioning that you frankly earned your fine clothes. They were not given.
That's right, and not by peddling rumor. By peddling fact, in fact.
Yes.
Well, here's the situation. Floon has been missing for 4 nights now. Odd. Very odd for him. In fact, he was assisting me, compiling some notes for my upcoming volume, Spirits Inspectors, as I mentioned. Look for it soon.
I've already started taking notes.
Wonderful, thank you. And, well, I rather like the fellow. I'm wondering if you might be just the folk to see if you can find him. I'd offer you 10 dragons apiece now, and 10 times that upon the successful return of my friend. By my calculation, that's 110 dragons for each of you, or 440 between you.
It's a lot of money.
Oh, not for me, really, but what's the price of friendship, really?
He has a lot of money, probably, because he writes very good books about monsters.
You are too kind, Enid.
Well, I do run your fan club.
What? We might need a bit to discuss it. Just a few moments.
Of
Would you give it to
course.
us, please? And
Of course. Allow me to return. Drinks for everyone, please. What's your preferred beverage? Some of the fine ales they have here, or something more exotic?
Exotic. Always.
If they have a wine, I would certainly say no to a wine.
I wouldn't say no to something exotic either.
Exotic it is.
Fine, let's all go exotic.
Let's all go exotic. You know, Durnan keeps the finest drinks here. I'll be right. Yes, continue discussing things. Goes and closes the door. Discuss amongst yourselves.
I'll make some fake clinking like you're going to the bar area.
Well, being that we signed a contract where we all have equal votes, I think this would be a time to have open discussion.
What would I even spend all that gold on?
Oh, any number of things. Clothes, if you wanted to. More things. There are potions to buy that can do wondrous things.
Do you think I could buy a machine that could take me to another plane?
My dear, it sounds like you're already a machine to take you to another plane.
Oh, just the one that I come from.
Anyways, we do need to discuss the job hazards.
Death,
I did-
dismemberment, pain.
Guess I didn't even think about that.
We
I think we should do it.
are already in precarious standing with the law.
Volo was our friend, though.
Volo has known us for 2 hours.
I feel like I've known him forever.
You raise a solid point. We're on a path that is a bit below board. However, unless any of you are thinking of a way that we're going to make a legitimate and honest living,
There is no
Not
way. However,
as a barkeep.
we do
I'm
need
sorry.
to make sure
Not good at
that
that
we
job.
at least give the appearance of attempting to stay above the law.
Well, you just have to buy nice clothes like he has.
I've thought about that, my dear. I'm an accomplished musician. Saying that we're entertainers, it's so abstract. You can say that you're anything and people will believe
He
you.
told me I would be a good entertainer.
She would, those jokes. That charm.
And I remember everything that he's ever said to me.
That's also true.
This is true, but as we saw, things can get hairy even when we do not intend them to be. We do need to make sure, I believe, that we keep perspectives of us intact, for you cannot make money in a prison.
Absolutely agreed. What we need is plausible deniability.
I can
I
get
say
behind
we
that.
just, if the trouble comes from the watch, we got wrapped up by these strange ruffians. Why is Waterdeep so unsafe these days? The story's already there. Nami, you're frankly probably the most accomplished at violence. What do you think?
I'm gonna do it no matter what.
See? That's what I said too, but
Well, that was a little bit beyond the contract that we had, but that's fine. We're all in agreement.
Right.
I'm a gambler. There's a way to make money. I'm not above the law at all times.
I just think that Volo is a good friend of ours, and I think that he needs our help.
I think he could be a friend. Also, what everybody needs, anybody who has a craft, is a patron. Volo is our first patron.
Volo also knows our names, and names are power.
That's what I was saying and why I kept my
The
name.
fact that you're listening to the words coming out of my mouth warms me deep within me.
I am all for the job. I'm just saying we do need to tread quietly and lightly in terms of the law.
I think we don't want to get picked up by the law. If we can do some nice, good acts that help out the lords of Waterdeep, why wouldn't we? But at the same time, being known in the criminal circles isn't altogether bad either. No?
I don't want to be friends with the people in the criminal circles. I mean, I'll be there and so that they could know my name, but I don't want to be friends with them the way that I'm friends with you.
What if I'm a criminal?
I hate to break it to you.
I know I know what's in your souls, and you are all very nice. You guys are my best friends, and I trust you.
And gals?
And gals.
You are very nice, my liege.
Thank you, my infernal cupcake.
You feel feet kind of clinging on your shoulder.
That thing has tiny butt cheeks.
It does, but they're so supple, even though they're tiny.
Stop talking about my butt cheeks. All of you.
It's just strange.
Alright.
Alright.
Should we call Volo back in?
Should I tell him?
Absolutely.
Volo.
As you say it, like instantly the door swings open. It's like, oh yes! He has a tray, and it is piled up with meat. I'm talking like, just like a barbecue for like 50 people. And 4 drinks. 5 drinks around it. And it comes in and it's like, ah yes, Durnan outdid himself this time. Kind of plops it down. Well, have you decided then?
We're going to do your job.
Wonderful, wonderful, yes. As promised, 10 dragons at the start, and 100 dragons for each of you at the end. Drops it on
Actually,
the table.
the thing is, we'll agree to it if you double the start.
Double the start and the same on the final payment. So a bonus, if you will, of 10 gold pieces to new friends, I suppose. I'll give you 5 additional gold pieces each. I barely know you. Yes.
No,
wonderful.
you know us very well. You just said that we're
But
friends,
We'll
right?
still take it.
We'll take it.
Understood.
You did say that we're friends.
You did sign it in the book.
Yes.
It is in the book.
Thus, here is the friends fee. 20 more gold pieces, and it kind of looks back in this person. All right. Well, I have a special drink for you today. It's called Aries, and Durnan was quick to point out no H, although I think he's referring to the name Harry. Aries Special Gutbuster Brew. And he tells me that if you don't have a plate full of delicious skewered meats, you will find the experience lacking. So, here's to new friends and business partners. Yes?
Friends.
Yes.
Business partners.
Clink. And he chugs it down. It's kind of a warm, sweet liquid, almost like a sweet tea that's been left in the car for too long. Kinda like-
Jello that you like.
I like
yeah,
it.
like when you leave Jello out in the sun. And you kind of, you're like, all right. And then the smell of that meat. And you're like, okay. Okay, but what if I could just have a taste of that meat, and all of you around there be like starting to sweat, and all at once you're like, okay. Like, you guys just start digging in, just ravenously chomping meat down. And in fact, you have a hard time getting full. And for the next 3 minutes, you ravenously consume this plate of meat. And all of you are standing around, staring at each other as you're taking your last bites. And you're kind of looking at each other like, but what if? No, not gonna eat somebody. And then the effect starts to wear
I'm
off.
probably like licking the meat juice off my hand, like. Oh my god!
That was.
It wears off quickly, and you all kind of snap out of it a little bit, and the plate is just meat juices. And in fact, I don't know, Nami was just sort of like grabbing the just. Which, I'm sorry, I know you're vegan. You had the vegan portions. Nami's vegan.
The
too.
soy.
Yeah, Nami had a
soy curds.
a soy craving.
Scraven, if you will.
Craving.
But you went on a heist for in Sean's kitchen.
O'Hara heist. O'Hara scraving heist.
We've already been there.
We've already been on a heist. Okay, so with that, he's sort of like, that was an experience. And he kind of looks at you all like almost hiding a guilty look because he was clearly thinking about which one of you he would eat.
Well, yeah, I'll pull out a kerchief and.
We do need, I guess, some information about.
Oh, of course, yes. I suppose you'd like to know where last I saw Floon, wouldn't you?
Floon?
Well, it's a bit of a seedy place, I'm afraid to admit. Sometimes, it's helpful to get in with the common folk, if you will. I like to think I'm a man of the people, after all. My books have helped probably countless adventurers through knowledge. A bit almost of an act of charity, I like to think of it sometimes. Anyhow, we were drinking in the Skewered Dragon, here in the Dock Ward, or just south in the Dock Ward, rather. Bit of a bawdy tavern.
See, was this when you all frequented often? Did you go there every shore leave you had?
Well, I'm not one that takes shore leave necessarily, but point taken. Been there a few times, yes. I don't know if we frequented. Floon may, in his free time. I don't spend every waking moment with him. Don't know him that well. Pretty well. He's my best friend, actually, if I'm being honest with you.
None of this matters.
Ah, yes.
I like to know.
Wonderful.
What does he look like?
Ah, yes, a handsome man. Red curls. Unmistakable, really. Unmistakable. The lad would stand out in just about any crowd, really.
Is he green or blue?
We assume
No.
human.
He's pinkish, human, a darker skin, really. He's somewhere between camel, maybe. I'm bad at that. The red hair is what gives it away.
When we find him, I can write a good description and I can send it to you with the rest of my notes.
That would be unnecessary, but thank you for the offer anyways.
I will do it.
So, were you with him the night he disappeared then?
I was, in fact. We were at the Skewered Dragon. He left. Me with my notes. I suppose I might have talked his ear off a little bit about spirits and really the way they go
I should have talked
ethereal.
my ear off.
Yes. Your ears have already fallen off tonight. No, he left, and that's the last I've seen of him. Seemed like he might have had another engagement. Not unlike him. Sociable lad. Never get jealous about it, it's fine. He can do what he wants. But, nevertheless, he left there. I don't know where.
Now, knowing your best friend as well as you do, has he made any recent enemies?
Oh, Floon? No. None that I'm aware of, anyways.
A lucky man, then.
What's his favorite color?
I suppose red? I don't know. He's an adult. He doesn't have a favorite color.
I have a favorite color.
I have a favorite color.
I also
Green.
have a favorite color.
Oh, yes! I have a favorite color, too. I simply mean he's likes a myriad of colors. And the whole palette, really. He's a man of taste.
Just bully Volo.
Now, I remember you saying that he dresses as a lord himself.
He does, yes.
Now, Do you remember what he was wearing that night? Let's say he was kidnapped somewhere and we're finding a shred of clothing like the great novels.
Oh, heavens to think. I hope you find more than just a shred of clothing.
Well, we'd be
Yeah, like a
following
whole-
the trail.
Whole set of trousers. Not just a shred of them.
Yes.
That way we can still wear them.
Current takes you.
He tends to dress in ostentatious colors, bright blues. And if I recall correctly, blue trousers with gold trim along the seam.
My second favorite color.
Wonderful. I believe that he had a cape on, if I recall. It's a growing trend in Waterdeep, or so he says. Should catch on any day.
I should get a cape.
You really should.
Capes are wonderful.
Think I
Oh,
have cape?
Do you think I could buy a cape with this money?
Without a doubt.
A black scarf, I believe.
Black scarf.
Was he cold?
Well,
A bit more fashion, my dear, than for functionality.
of course, yes. And, you know, sometimes the springs in Waterdeep get a little chilly.
I love spring.
It is spring, by the way. I
my
think I said
favorite.
fall last session, but I got a retcon that.
It's my favorite season.
You said spring last time.
Did I? Okay,
did.
good. Then it's spring.
Well, we're going to need a good night's sleep before we can head
Yes, of course. I would suggest nothing less. After all, you all fought a troll today.
I know.
Fought is
And well fought.
situation.
Well, you survived, didn't you? And the troll did not. Regardless of the circumstances. Why adventurers venture into that horrid hole, I'll never understand. Well, I understand. For riches. That's why I do what I do. My book should act as a guide for any kind of foul
What if
things
they
you should face
just
down
want to
there.
see what's down there? Like, what if they just want to study it?
That is a sentiment that I can certainly relate to, yes. That is a dangerous business
That's
for me
why
to
we're
study.
best friends. I came here.
Yep.
There are opportunities that only going into the darkness can show you, unfortunately. As I'm sure your research has found.
Exactly. Bringing the candle into the darkness, one published page at a time.
Tedious work.
But necessary, really.
I really
Heroic
think so.
work, I think.
I think it's heroic too.
Thank you, Enid. I appreciate that.
I
You're
know
welcome.
that you're far too humble to call yourself a hero,
Well, I wouldn't, yes.
but we would. As Enid said.
I've already said it, yes. What do you think of that?
Well, as I've said, I would never refer to myself as a hero. But I am but a dabbler, not a master, as they say.
I would just like look at Hydarian and roll my eyes and be like, Favorici.
Yes, so, anyways, that's where I would start my investigation. The Skewered Dragon. I suppose there are the usuals there who may have heard something about what happened, or perhaps knew where he went, or I don't know any other information. I'm afraid to say that my nose was pointed squarely at the published page doing my work, as tireless as it is. If he left with someone, I don't know. I don't know. That's all I have. The Skewered Dragon in the Dark Ward.
With the candles.
Find my friend, please.
We will do our best.
Have no fear.
Do be careful out there. Blood is running in these streets in a way I've not seen since the heady days of Baldur's Gate years ago.
I would say we do get a bit of shut-eye before we get under sail again, so to say. I'm weary.
You took such a blow from that troll, I thought I'd lost you.
You cannot get rid of me that easily, Master Whistler.
No, me, you.
Aye.
Very well then. Wonderful to make new friends, new connections.
New friends.
Yes, you
Careful
know,
with the F word.
there are other things that Volo can provide for you. You know, I have certain connections, so deliver this for me and your friend Volothamp will ensure that your futures remain as bright as they appear to me right now, as the dawn across the mountains. Just came up with that on the spot. Could use some polish, but
I take the pen that someone gave me and just write down like Volothamp so I know how to address this letters.
they're always popping in my head, you know, and sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not.
May I say, as one who creates perhaps a bit of fiction and poetry and prose, might be a nice bit to think about outside of your research.
I have thought about it, yes. Perhaps when there's time, but for now,
Yes.
I must carry the torch into the darkness for others who may follow in my footsteps. Arm you with that knowledge in that book I think you'll find very helpful, yes. Goblins, in there. Orcs, in there, of course. Gnolls, even? Most certainly in there, and carefully researched, might I add. One of my seminal works, really. Started with an essay. You probably have heard of it. Maybe not.
I've heard of it.
Have you?
Uh-huh.
Don't believe you. Wonderful. Anyways, I will say goodnight. I look forward to hearing from you.
I look forward to hearing from
About
you.
this engagement, specifically.
Yes, yeah, me too.
I think Hydarian would probably walk out at that point. Good night.
You know it. What do you all do? He takes his leave, gets up, walks out. You hear him exchange a couple words with Durnan. You can clearly hear the difference in tone, though you can't make out what's being said. Like, it's just Durnan is over it, and you hear him leave. Outside, you continue to hear kind of raucous laughter. Everything kind of picks back up after the cleanup, and in fact, you guys kind of look out the door, and it looks like there was never a fight here at all. That table is now occupied. There may be blood on the ground. You can't tell because it's dark in here. Everything seems to be cleaned up. They've already repaired the railing around the hole. And as you look, you can see it's pretty ramshackle. Just pieces nailed like hither and thither to keep it in the shape it's in. What would you all like to do? The night is yours at this point.
Well, I mean, if we want, we could investigate tonight.
I think that you should get some sleep.
You're looking really bad.
She doesn't mean that.
No.
No, I mean it.
You look tired.
I have sailed many leagues with Nami. Nami knows what I look like in peak condition, and when I have been worn too thin, I
Look like Asha.
still better than you are. We
need to be accepting of other people sometimes.
What is a humor? I'm so curious.
A Yuma is slang for a short-sighted human. So,
A secret language for making fun of people. Wonderful.
no.
Actually, an ancient language that.
Can we hear his little demon?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just it's invisible at all times. Not at all times. He can make himself visible, but you just hear him commenting every now and again.
It's actually an ancient language that you people on the land aren't really privy to.
Well, I'm afraid Trix isn't quite from the land, but your point is taken. Now, Trix. Let's be polite.
I was trying to compliment them.
Yes.
Just not only
Just like I was trying to compliment Jaime.
You know what that means? It's too disgusting to repeat.
That is very disgusting, and we shouldn't repeat it.
well, I think I will be turning in for the night. I need some rest. The troll managed to connect quite a blow.
I would like to read some of the books so I can take the notes and send them to him like I said I would.
Absolutely.
I think he's really looking forward to it. Thank you.
Are you turning in, Nami?
Yeah, all this activities got me feeling a little dry.
What are we gonna do?
I think... I mean, what time is it?
It's late, but no, it's actually not that late. You guys did come here early. I think you
Wait,
spent
what
most of
time
the
is
day
it?
here. It's probably like 7 o'clock.
Oh,
8 o'clock.
If any of you up for a game of cards,
I'd play some cards with you. I also think we could play some cards with other people. I could play some music.
I will. If you all will not be turning in, I will wait up for you to at least give the appearance that we are a troop together.
I still feel so protected.
I will, however, probably stand in the corner and continue to bandage myself.
Would you like me to help you?
Has Enid gone off yet?
If you
Do you squirrel away with the
so
book?
choose.
She's still there for right now.
Yeah.
Enid, what about you? I know you're eager to read that book, but have you ever played cards?
I don't even know how to.
Oh, lovely. I love showing people how to play cards. Heidi, I'm pretty good. Instruction, right?
Hey. Keep an eye on your left hand, though.
Just so it's known.
Which one's that? That one?
Yeah.
You will soon know.
Do you all sit down and play some cards?
With other people, for sure.
I need a quick break.
Okay. Why don't we take a quick break and we'll come right back, everybody.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. Just to take care of some administration real quick before we wrap up tonight. Let's see here. All of these episodes will be available on YouTube. I try to get them up the next day. So they're sorted by playlist, so you can pick up right with our Waterdeep campaign. As you know, this is our first real official episode with the adventure, but we did a whole episode prior that's kind of lets you get to know the characters just a little bit. As you have seen, 500 bits or a subscription earns the players a divine inspiration. This represents the gods subtly guiding their roles. Those come in handy for our combats quite a bit, I would say.
Sometimes the gods are not in our favor.
Sometimes they're not, but sometimes they are. That's the gods for you. Sometimes they care, sometimes they don't.
Sometimes they're like, ooh, DM.
They are fickle AF, I would say.
Fickle and fickle.
That's right.
Fickle
There's
and
a
fun.
link right down below to our Discord server. We'd love for you guys to come hang out with us. It's a lot of fun. I always
Hop
look
in
forward
all the time.
to chit-chatting in the Discord. It's a ton of fun. Besides that, our Twitter handles are all listed on our nameplates. Mine's right here. Everyone else's. Here's Raven's.
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks.
Here's Coach's.
Oh, wait.
It's really fun playing with cameras. I think that's about all I want to cover at this point, but we do some other fun stuff. We do giveaways for people in our Discord and subscribers. We do handmade giveaways. Another ear down. You gotta glue them to your ears or something when we get going.
Raven sabotaged this one. Hey, since Raven's are in that blanket, turn that fan back on.
Yeah, I've got it. It's hot in here.
It's so cold.
So yeah, we do the subscriber giveaway for people that subscribe to our channel and are in our Discord. First Sunday of every month, we have a random drawing, and somebody gets a handcrafted package from us.
It's cool. So Maddie is getting the next one.
So Maddie Games, it will be on the way this week.
That's really exciting.
Should I say what Coach did for it, or should it be a surprise?
No, let's leave
Let
that
it
a surprise. We can
surprise
post
it.
pictures of it. Let's see. Anything else we're forgetting? ladies and gentlemen, before we get
Whoa.
right back into it.
Cool here.
Okay, cool. So,
everything.
you all head out and you wish to gamble, is it?
Yeah.
Gamble and carouse. We're not going to do a full-on downtime because you guys only have like a couple of hours, so you don't stand to make, tons of bank or some new powerful ally. But you all sit down to play some cards. Is it just the two of you sitting down and you are healing your wounds or what?
I'm showing her how to play cards.
Okay. You can also take a short rest, so you can,
Yeah,
you can
I think
roll
I
your
think it's-
D10 and
Short rest and then join in.
I think I'd like to. I'll watch her teach her for a minute. I think once they start playing, I'd like to ask Durnan to perform a bit. If I could.
All right, so we'll come right to that. So who's sitting at? You're watching, but you're sitting at the table playing. What are you doing again? I'm
I
sorry.
think he would just set up with some cards
Okay.
and kind of shuffle them and see if anybody came up.
Okay.
What I'm picturing is that I've got the cards in her hands and I'm kind of leaning in like,
I'd be like,
Okay, you sit down, and a man who's wearing full plate. He's got blonde hair and like a well-kempt blonde beard. He's in like nice-looking plate. It's nice in that it's well-oiled and well-maintained, but you can see dings and cuts and scratches all across it. And he kind of pulls a chair out and he's like, "Oh, what's the game?"
what's your name?
Well,
That's the name of
if
the
that's
game.
the game, then what's on the line for it? Just kidding. Maloon War Dragon, I'm with Force Grey. Have you heard of us?
Maloon?
That's right.
It's a lovely name. Haven't
Thank
heard
you.
it before.
What's yours?
Enid.
Wonderful. Is the game 3 Dragon Ante, or...
of course.
Alright, wonderful. Well, then you've got a player from me. Oh, where are you from? Where are you from? Adventurers here, it looks like. He throws his gold in. Go ahead, deal me in.
Well, not from here.
He's like, well, I can see that. I'm stealing your accent.
It's fine. People do it all the time. It's lovely.
It's like,
It's fine.
Oh my
been-
god.
you been adventuring long, or...
Been on the water.
See that? You look like a sailor, if I may say so. Life, I bet you're good with ropes, aren't you?
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I've been an adventurer for one day.
I can see that.
This
Why?
is also her first time playing cards, so
Is it?
be gentle.
How could you tell?
She's a funny one, huh? So you're with the tiefling over there, talking to Durnan.
That's Whistler. He's my best friend.
Is he?
Yeah.
Fine specimen.
We've known each other forever.
Wonderful.
Got a couple of friends in here.
And how about you, Triton? You with these clowns as well? I'm just kidding. Term of endearment.
I believe I am.
Wonderful. Well, if you're adventurers looking to start your career, you've come to the right place.
How would
As
we
I said.
start a career here?
Well, this is where adventurers come, and where people come looking for adventurers. Have you been approached yet by anyone?
Couple of people.
We
Wonderful.
have some offers on the table. That is all you need to know.
I'm sure you do. You'll build a reputation in time, and soon the payments won't be in the tens of digits, they'll be higher than that, and you can find yourself aligning both your career and doing good.
I just want to tell you that if someone is asking about us, and just let them know we stole this ship because people were chasing us. We had to.
You stole the ship.
We had to.
No. She likes to create stories in her head. She's a writer.
I write a lot of letters to my friends. Would you like me to start writing you letters?
No, I would not. Thank you. Well, I suppose we should play some cards then. Go ahead and deal them out. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. This is gonna represent kind of an ongoing game with him. I think some other people will come sit down. We are gonna make 3 rolls. The first is going to be deception. Lydia, you can roll deception with disadvantage because you're brand new to the game.
I'm also not good.
How much gold are you all wagering?
10.
Okay, you play with 10, you play with 1. Everybody roll deception.
14.
Wow, 1 and a 20. Okay. Now everybody roll persuasion.
Disadvantage still.
Disadvantage.
Persuasion?
Yeah, I mean, you're focused less on the game and more on
That's
chit-chatting.
a 23
Okay.
for me.
Whoa!
You got an at 20?
Yeah.
Okay. You can roll with advantage on the final check, which I am going to call intimidation.
Good.
That's 20.
I rolled 2 1s and a 3.
Okay. You lose your gold piece, like, outright. Like, you're like, is this good? And everyone's like, oh, God. No.
Good for me.
Eventually, Maloon is like, well, too rich for my blood. But well played. You're a skilled card gamer. And you make another... Nah, he wouldn't gone as hard as you did. You definitely get Enid's 1, which you could give back to her if you want. You make 8 off of him.
How much gold do we have right now?
I don't know.
How much did we get from Volo?
15.
15.
15.
Oh, yeah, that's all you have, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Some of us.
Okay, you approach Dernan, and he's like rubbing his back. Clearly, it's been a long day for him. He's like, what can I do for you? A whistler, right?
That's correct, Dernan. Thank you.
Sure.
I am a musician. I was wondering, I haven't heard any other music, at least not after the fight's broken out. Would you
I will say that's not true. There is one bar, but he's kind of just plinking on a. He's plinking on a 3-stringed instrument. It's a lute with just 3 strings, but it's not like, "Hey, everybody, here we go." He's kind of just sitting like, doo, 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 doo. You know.
I noticed your bard over there. It's a bit subdued, which is wonderful sometimes. I was wondering if you might permit me to play a bit more. No cost, certainly.
He's like, "Oh, sure. Just go talk to 3 strings over there."
Thank you, Dernan.
Yeah, of course. He's got back like, fuck bards. You get over there, and this young human, brown, kind of long hair pulled back over his ears, and he's and it is kind of sweet what he's playing.
Is it Nacho?
No, it's Nacho.
Remember Riha?
Oh yeah, yes, nice. He's kind of fiddling, but it is good. Like,
Yeah.
But it sounds more like he's like noodling through chords. He's not really playing songs necessarily. Kind of just screwing around. And it kind of looks up, and she's like, "Oh, hello."
Hello, are you 3 strings?
He's like, "Well, that's my nickname, but sure." Yeah. He stops plinking and like leans into the conversation, like super interested.
Well, then would you mind giving me your given name? And can't go around calling you 3 strings if that's not what you want.
He's like, "Yeah, sure. It's Nux." I don't know what it really is, but we're gonna call it that.
Nux. Strong
You can
name.
call me 3 strings. That's fine.
Very well, 3 strings. I'm Whistler, a bit of a musician from far to the south.
He's like, "Oh, interesting. Well, I would love to hear you play if you're willing."
I came to ask your permission. I don't want to come into another man's house and take off their table.
Oh, I wouldn't mind at all. Can I ask who are your friends? I've not seen them around here. New adventurers, are you?
Bit, yes. New adventuring party. Not all of us are brand new to adventuring, though some of us are.
He's like, "Oh, that's wonderful. That's great. How'd you all come together, if I may ask?"
Bit of the fates bringing us together, I'm afraid. You see, some ruffians were following me, and I ran into Enid over there. She's an Eladrin. Have you ever heard of that?
Of course I've heard of that.
Of course.
I haven't, no.
Yes. They're almost all Fae. They come from the Feywild themselves, a whole other plane of existence.
Cool.
The other is Nami. She's probably one of the most accomplished sailors you'll meet. She says that she is a blue elf.
She's not, of course.
No, of course she's not.
Hey, make a perception check for me real quick.
That's pretty damn good.
Okay. That's fine, if it's really good. Now, also make an insight check. Roll it with advantage, given that roll. So I had to make it roll what feels like randomly.
I'm gonna
Okay.
roll that one.
Great.
Was I part of their card game?
Yeah, were you? How did you roll? I wasn't really paying
3, 9.
attention.
If I wasn't, I can just like.
No, you were.
She would have taken you for everything you put in.
That wasn't too great.
So 21 and 21 on.
Okay.
On the
So here's what happens. As you're talking to him, you're like he's asking some questions like, "Oh, an Eladrin, that's really from other planes." You see him. He kind of like adjusts his shirt a little bit, and you see a little pin, and on that pin you see a silver harp. And then you're good at reading people. You're like, he's completely bullshitting me. He knows everything, but is really putting on a great show. And he doesn't change, like, so that's where we're at in the conversation right now. And he picks back up, he's like, Triton, we don't see a lot of them. That's really interesting. Sailors, they were both together?
Yes, can I tell you a secret?
He's like, if you'd like.
Apparently, I know from that beautiful, beautiful Triton over there. There's a bit of a problem at sea right now.
Is there?
Apparently, within the depths of the ocean, there's a bit of a war going on. Not the typical one either. I even heard speak of a kraken not far from here.
Did you? That's interesting. That's the really large, like squid-like creature, right?
Oh yes, you didn't know.
No, I didn't. I think Volo has them in his book. Did you pick up a copy of that?
I did. I should read up on them. Frankly, I'm a bit afraid after hearing about the amount of Tritons lost. Their military, in fact. It must have been horrendous.
Yes, interesting. It's funny. Yeah, that is interesting news. I don't know much about Tritons. Anyways, you were going to play. I should get out of your way, but would love to hear any more information you all come across, just out of curiosity, really. I'm always, open ears, as it were. Being here, you just hear so many interesting stories. You can plink away on your 3 strings and listen.
Absolutely. As long as you don't play loud enough, you can hear just about anything.
You seem like a bit of a listener yourself.
Oh, I've traveled from a far way away to get here, and being that we're in the same business. 3 strings, Nux, the stories that I could tell you.
He kind of grins and he's like, wonderful. Well, you were going to play. I should get out of your way and stop chewing the fat, as it were. I think all these people could do with a fine song. It was a pleasure to meet you, Whistler. Really a pleasure.
You as well, Nux. I'm sure I'll be seeing you around.
He smiles and walks away. You kind of watch him, and he does kind of do a quick glance back and just kind of an innocent smile, like, goes up to the bar.
I mean, Whistler will laugh to himself, certainly, as he takes out, which is his trinket, actually. An incredibly exquisitely crafted halfling violin.
Sweet.
It is lovingly...
Halfling sized or made by halflings?
Made by
Okay.
halflings. Which I imagine is the same size, actually. I don't even think it changes.
I guess it'd be more like a viola.
Yeah. And yeah, I think I will play some... I'll play some standards. I'll play some of my own compositions.
Freebird as I knock my ear off.
Hey, Maddie gifted a sub to Tarston. That's so nice of you, Maddie. That will earn another divine inspo. We can hold on to these 2 for next sesh.
Thank you.
There, I just missed that. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you,
Okay.
Maddie.
If you are going to play, why don't you go ahead and we're going to average out. You play for a while. So just roll me 3 dice off the bat. All 3 are going to be performance checks. It's kind of not much else to do.
Holy smokes.
Okay.
He critted one.
I got that's a 25, that's a 21, and then that's a 9.
I mean, you play exquisitely. Like, you switch between, like, okay, here's something like kind of upbeat. Even people kind of get to... Nobody really gets up and dances.
Can I say that Ina does?
All right,
but
sure.
instead of it being like weird and awkward like she normally is, it's like a beautiful Fae dance.
I can dig that.
Like she's almost flying.
Why don't you make me a performance check, and I'll even give you advantage.
Yeah, I bet, like...
Yeah, it's like the thing. The
Yeah.
music flows through you.
I imagine, like, a lot of fake creatures just dance.
They probably inherently know music. Like,
I got a 12.
Okay. I mean, you're not, like, gonna fail. I'm just curious by to what degree. But yeah, I mean, Enid gets up and dances, and everyone's like, holy shit, like, that's actually really freaking good. I mean, it's just so fluid and so, like, ephemeral.
And I am definitely like shimmering green.
Yeah. And I think Whistler sees it and kind of keys off it and kind of plays to your strengths. And I think conversation kind of dies down a little bit as people are watching and listening. You don't skip a beat. I mean, with a natural 20, you go right from something upbeat into a great, like, transition right into something, like, really sweet and sad.
I will end on a sad song, and I actually think it'll bring up some memories, and he'll actually have a tear. I mean, it's like a genuine, it's no bullshit, it's a genuine feeling from the music.
And having rolled a 20, you clearly, that expression exerts itself on your fingers and the deftness of your bow. And you see a couple people around just like...
Enid is crying.
Yeah, you're feeling it, you're crying. You finish, there's dead silence. And then you hear like that kind of... Everybody starts clapping. I think, you guys can as you like, but it's the first time you've actually seen him perform. Everyone is pretty blown away. People are coming up to you and like, they're all kind of throwing this like, oh, that was wonderful. That sounded a bit like, whatever, like naming some song, and you're able to have the conversation.
He would continue with them, and if they were tripping on something, he'd do the attempt to help, like, oh, I think you mean Volo. Of course you did.
Right. And it's wonderful. And people are even Dernan was like, that was pretty nice. And afterwards, after kind of everything dies down and everyone kind of goes back about their way, 3 strings come up and he's like, that was absolutely fantastic. It's like a bit of advice. Much easier to listen when nobody's talking to you. Wonderful. That was wonderful. Thank you. You're welcome to take my spot anytime.
Will do.
He kind of smiles and goes back and he's like, cracking, huh? Thank you.
But keep that to yourself if you would.
Of course. He goes and sits down, crosses his legs, pulls out his little 3 strings, and the music goes from soaring, ephemeral, emotional to like ding 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 ding. Just plucking out some arpeggios. Yeah, exactly. Just plucking out some arpeggios. Anything else you all wish to do with this night?
I think after the card game, Hydarian would kind of sit back and start writing in a journal, a bit to himself almost, and not really kind of trying to show it to most people, and he would in fact be recording tendencies he had observed from different surface races.
Cool, I like it.
I want to take Volo's book and I want to try to find a chapter on like Fey monsters.
I don't think there's that many. You can actually look in the actual book. I forget what's in that versus what's in the others, but you can take a look at the actual published adventure for next time and kind of have known.
Okay.
I don't think there's that many. There's probably a couple, but I honestly just don't remember off the top of my head right now.
I'm gonna go up to whoever's at the bar.
Okay. Let's see. You go up to the bar and find... Dernan is still there, but he's getting kind of near the end of the night. You also see this woman. She's got like onyx skin, just like a smooth dark black, and she's got these white gossamer robes kind of wrapped all around her and pulled up over her head. She looks very like she's from the desert. Like her clothes look like they would keep her cool in the desert. And you see this bright brass, like almost brooch, kind of holding it all together right on the top of her head right there. And she's kind of nursing a drink and she's like studying it. She's just kind of like, and she's like sips it with both hands. And you come over. She kind of looks at you and is like, oh, would you like to sit?
Sure.
She's like,
I'm Nami.
Nami, Ubaya, pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
I'm sorry, are you a Genasi?
I've never heard the term.
Have you not? That is wonderful. Yes, you are Jinn, blessed by Jinn.
Interesting.
You didn't know? Oh, my child.
Never questioned it. I knew I was different, but...
I can't believe that I'm the one to bring you an answer to some of your questions, perhaps.
I've heard of gin. Goes well with tonic.
She smiles at that.
But seriously, is that what you are too?
Oh, no, not me. Just a human.
Well, I noticed your skin, it's like marble. It's almost like a seal skin. In a compliment, by the way. It's gorgeous.
She's like, well, thank you. I'm from far away, far to the south, in fact. Have you been to Kalamshan, that area? The deserts there, they're gorgeous.
Yeah, I tend to stay on water.
As you would. Well, as I said, I'm Ubaya. I'm traveling here just to learn about Waterdeep, our allies and friends to the north, sometimes trade wars. Just learning what I can. Seeing the interesting people here.
I think we're doing a little bit of the same.
Wonderful. I've heard that this is the place to visit for adventurers.
That's what everyone keeps saying.
Wonderful.
Are you also trying to...
No, I'm, well, what you might refer to as a cleric. I'm devoted to my god.
And who's that?
I'd rather not talk about it if that's okay with
Quite
you.
all right.
Not
Totally
yet.
understand.
Not yet. This is an interesting place. The Undermountain sounds so mysterious.
Haven't heard of that either.
You haven't? Well, isn't that where that hole leads?
Ah, yeah. Heard there's some gold to be found down there.
I've heard there's much more than that. Magic of all types to be found.
Do go on.
Well, I'm but a traveler here, so it's far be it from me to tell you the history of Waterdeep, but it's built atop an ancient elven civilization, and after that, warlord after warlord. It was magically raised at least once, maybe twice if I recall. Dwarves dug out deep under the mountain, from what I understand, were quite prosperous for a time. I don't know what drove them away. Interesting, isn't it, to think that underneath our feet there could be an entire world. There could be more places to explore than anywhere else on Toriel. What's underneath our feet in this very region could be 100 times the places to explore as the surface city. Isn't that interesting? And a bit terrifying, too.
Definitely a bit terrifying. Always thought the sea was vast, full of so much, but
The
being on
desert is
land,
vast. The depths.
we're much alike then.
She smiles. I thought so.
About this, what'd you call me again?
You are Genasi.
Genasi. Interesting.
You do not know of your heritage.
Nothing. Anything you could tell me about myself, I guess?
Well, let me think. I think you would probably be better to know some of this about Genasi. I don't know off the top of my head what would be interesting.
Even if she just wants to like direct me somewhere else.
Yeah, I think she would. She
feel
would
like
explain.
I just
She would
wouldn't go
explain the
without being like,
basics.
what?
Yeah, she would explain the basics of genies and mortals, and she would say like, yeah, Genasi are what happens when a mortal and a genie,
Really love each other.
have relations.
When
when
two
a genie and a mortal
love each other.
Yeah.
love each other very
Right.
much.
And yeah, I mean, I think she talks about a little bit about the elemental planes, which you've heard like just pieces of. Like you're aware of their existence, but she talks more about it. And
On the ship, we talk about stuff like that all the time. You
Yeah.
know, we tell stories to keep each other company.
right? She's like, and she talks about how clearly a genie from the plane of elemental water. She would kind of go into that.
That makes sense considering I'm always sweating these fat water drops all the time.
She's like, I would not know, but it was a pleasure to meet you. I think I'm going to turn in now. I've had enough to drink, but
Well, it was a delight to meet you.
thank you. I hope you find more about your past. It could be interesting. Could be some information you'd best not learn, but
Well, considering I never needed to know any of it before, had a desire to know any of it, anything will be like reading a book.
maybe so. Well,
Hope you find what you're looking for as well.
thank you. And she stands up and kind of clasps her hands together, long, like beautiful, like seamstress fingers, and kind of bows to you, and kind of like has to lift up some of her gossamer robes and kind of like wraps them over her shoulder with one hand and starts walking off towards clearly a room. All right. What do the rest of you do?
Well, with them doing that, I think I would... not necessarily looking for anything else. I think he would just socialize, really. I mean, well, yeah. Yeah.
I think if you mention anything about Genasi, Enid would find information about them in Volo's book.
Okay.
I think Genasi and genies are covered in there.
What was that lady's name again?
Ubaya.
Aren't Eladrin in there?
No, they're in Mordenkainen's.
Oh, okay. I would, if I were, because there have to be a few, like, fae monsters in there.
I imagine so.
I would find them and I would start taking notes in the book with the intention of at the
like
end.
in the margins.
At the end, like when I get through all of the ones that I know, like I will send the book back to Volo with some notes.
All right.
Actually, yeah, I think I would sit back down and actually ask a couple, talk to the party.
Okay. We'll say for the sake of, ending the night, really, you all kind of reconvene together. Hydarian's looking a little better after taking a bit of a breather. I think Nami probably looks a little lost in thought, like just you found out a pretty major thing about your own past that you had no idea about.
It's like finding out you're adopted.
Right.
Like,
Enid's got the book open, like scribbling, and you all have the floor.
We still know so little about each other. Hey, Darian, I have no doubt that your culture has a rich history. I'm curious, what, if you had to distill it, would be the virtues and values of your culture?
Well, you see, the Triton's people, as I told you earlier, spend day and night, in surface time, I guess, defending the surface from attacks from the water plane. We value strong leadership and very, very strong militaristic value. One does not get to lead a life as a Triton without serving the military at some point or another in a way or fashion. Everybody serves and the people prosper.
We all serve somewhere. That's fascinating. Then may I ask, why did you leave it?
How do you know I have left? I could still be serving right now.
Is this an espionage?
It is only a matter of espionage if it is an enemy you are observing.
True enough.
Remember, we are defending the surface from these horrors, so to speak. I merely am here to observe for now.
Now I know a little more about what I can say to my future in-laws. Nami. Have you always been a sailor?
yeah.
Interesting. Even as a child, you were raised on a ship.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Smelly.
I can imagine so many fish.
Did you eat a lot of fish?
I suppose. I don't know what
What's your favorite one?
all of them. Food is food.
And you can't wait to get back out there, have your own ship.
Yeah, one day.
What kind of business do you think you'd be in sailing? Merchant, part of a navy, piracy.
I mean, all of the above. Just depends.
I like it. Open options.
Of course, I don't want to narrow myself.
That's why I keep an open mind to everything. It can be so limiting to have rules.
I suppose sometimes I model myself after the great Salos himself. Everyone knows his name. Everyone. You can go anywhere.
I've never heard his name. Do you think he'd like me?
You just met him.
But I don't know him.
Well, now you do.
Do you think he'll remember me if I run into him again?
I think there's a good chance, yes.
Cool.
Nami, as you all are sitting and chatting, you just happen to glance around and you see a table with just a single individual. There's a hood drawn down, but has a sharp chin. Looks very feminine. Maybe not. Could be on elf. You can't tell. All you can really kind of see is like the nose down, kind of pursed lips. And as you glance, you see a quick hand symbol. And that hand symbol kind of catches your eye. And it's basically saying like, look here. In Thieves' Cant.
I'll look over.
All right.
But just kind of.
As you watch, it sort of does this like symbol, which means he saw what you did.
Do I know?
And as you keep watching, it says, blood is spilling.
I would reply with like, who are you talking about?
He says, many eyes watching.
And then I would reply with, meaning the gold I gave that half-orc, is what I'm assuming.
It just says, it kind of, the hands kind of fold for a second, and it responds with, like, pick the right side. And at that, the figure just kind of stands up, pushes its chair in, walks towards the door, and like the whole time the hood is kind of drawn, just the mouth, and it turns and it stares at you as it walks out the front door. And that's where we're going to end for the evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this, the first official episode of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. We will return next Sunday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time as the heroes head to the Skewered Dragon to look for Volo's friend Floon and see what other hijinks they get into. Thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate it. Y'all, did everybody have fun tonight? I hope you did.
A lot
yes.
of fun.
Yes.
Look at my
Great.
fun face.
So we will be in the Discord voice chat.
We will, yes. As a matter of fact, if you would like to come hang out with us, we're going to jump in the Discord voice chat right now. We typically do that for about 20 minutes after the game, maybe half an hour sometimes. Give us about 5 minutes to get cleaned up here. But if you want to come and just chit-chat, you know, it usually starts with a little bit of a discussion of the session tonight and then winds up with... it gets weird sometimes. I'm going to be honest with you, it gets weird.
Yeah.
I'm launching a raid. We have not raided our friends at the Greyhawk channel in some time, so we're launching a raid over there. This is a fond farewell for Raven, who wrapped up Violent Villainous over there. We'll say hi to our friend Shane and whoever else is playing tonight. I actually don't know. I'm not familiar with the Sunday night game. I never get a chance to
A lot
catch
of
it.
things
So.
have changed up, so I don't even know.
The shifting schedule.
All right, you guys digging it so far? Dude,
yeah.
I love the characters. You guys are great. I love how much you guys run with it and improv. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, I don't even know like what we did tonight except talk to each other. It was so much fun.
All right, it's over. Bye. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.